And we're on. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome here to the Bluegrass Bowl on the campus of Lexington Catholic. High school football tonight on a perfect night for high school football. Gary Ball with Coach Mike Meehan, the former Dunbar head coach and also great assistant coach. And coach tonight, Henry Clay tries to right the ship a little bit. They played Tates Creek. We covered that game last week over at Tates Creek High School. They were shut out. And what can they do to improve their offense tonight against this Ryle team that out of Northern Kentucky that always seems to have a good football program?
Well, I think what happened last week was, first of all, Tates Creek's a good football team.
Right.
And Tates Creek, I was very impressed with their secondary coverage and the way the way they formed their defense according to what Henry Clay was trying to do. But what they've got to do is get that quarterback hot early. So, what they really need to do is get the ball, and I talked to one of their coaches, get the ball to their playmakers, Gary. They've got to do that. And last week they were not able to do that.
Ryle lost the outstanding Division I quarterback from last year, Cameron Morgan. But, they do have Pillier in there, Easton Pillier, but they've got a couple of really good running backs in Cal England, a 200-pound sophomore, Jacob Chisholm. Chisholm back for his senior year, had a good junior campaign. Got some good wideouts, too, some good size there. So what do you expect here tonight from Mike Engler, the former offensive coordinator here at Lexington Catholic?
Right, and I think he's really excited about having the job, too, and he's real happy about what his team looks like. They took a beating last week, I believe, against an extremely good Covenant Catholic football team.
Yeah, they play later tonight against Lex Cav.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that, too, here on our PrepSpin. But, what you were saying is their offense is going to be predicated tonight on trying to pound the football. I really believe that. They're going to really try to push the ball down the field against Henry Clay. Henry Clay's front seven are going to have a big, big job tonight. I do like the way they play their defense. They run that little 5-2 look, sometimes a little 4-3 action. But, again, they're going to have to stop the run.
And two broadcasts tonight. We got a dual broadcast. We're, of course, live on PrepSpin in high definition. We're also on Mixlr tonight on the Mixlr app if you want to listen to that, or, of course, watch it live on PrepSpin. As I said, Gary Ball with head coach Mike Meehan. And tonight it is the first game of the Bluegrass. Thinking back, this is probably my 16th Bluegrass Bowl. I remember before Williams started with the great high-definition video streaming of these games, we used to do these games live on WKYT. We did it for several years on KYT.
Absolutely. And, again, that brings me back to what I said last week. I'm not happy with the fact that many radio stations, TV stations don't cover high school football here like they do in other states and other areas.
Well, that's why we got Williams.
That's why we have Williams. That's why we have Gary Ball, the potentate of play-by-play. And that's why I
still don't know what that word means. You told me some kind of warrior, but we'll go with that.
No, it's just you're basically the king of the kings, is what you are. So.
Well, I appreciate it, Coach. You're a little partial. But tonight, Ryle and Henry Clay should be an outstanding one. Later tonight, Coach and I will bring you along with our king of stream, William Warfield. It'll be Lexington Catholic against Cuff Catholic. All we have to do is tell the people about that game we went up to Covington Catholic and did last year in the sweat box up there at Wooten Field they call Park Hills, Kentucky. What a football game that was. Came down to the last kick of the ball game.
Yes, it did, and that was an amazing football game. Both teams just played their hearts out in that game. It was so hot in the press box that we just were miserable, but we love high school football. People, we love high school football. Right. This is like the second week of the season. It's second week in heaven as far as I'm concerned.
And, Coach, a beautiful night. It's going to be probably by that halftime of this one, that second game, it'll probably be in the upper 60s. It's a beautiful night for high school football. Well, Coach, we'll be back with more here on PrepSpin, Coach, as we look at Henry Clay and Ryle.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
98.1 The Bull and Hardee's present Red, White, and Boom 2017.
Labor Day weekend, September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Whitaker Bank Ballpark.
Luke Bryan.
Blake Shelton.
Sam Hunt. Brett Eldridge.
Dustin Lynch.
Maren Morris.
Chris Jansen.
And more.
Single day and 3-day tickets on sale now.
Buy yours or get more info now at
redwhiteandboom.com.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthodontics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
It gets bigger every year.
98.1 The Bull, Hardee's, and the Lexington Legends present Red, White, and Boom 2017.
What's up, everybody? It's Luke Bryan.
Hey, y'all, this is Blake Shelton.
Hey, everybody, I'm Sam Hunt.
Hey, it's Brett Eldridge.
Hey, it's Dustin Lynch.
Hi, this is Maren Morris.
Hi, I'm Chris Jansen.
But it can buy me a boat.
Luke Combs.
Kane Brown.
What if I loved all these what ifs away?
Carly Pierce.
William Michael Morgan.
I met a girl.
And Ryan Follesay.
We're gonna party, y'all.
It keeps getting bigger every year.
3-day and single-day tickets available now.
Hit redwhiteandboom.com or lexingtonlegends.com to get tickets.
Powered by Lexington Clinic, Sullivan University.
Ben Meehan was one of your captains.
Yes, yeah, and you're right. And a lot of times these coaches, the team votes on the captains, and so that makes a big difference too.
Absolutely. I know I was voted a captain up at Boone County when I was a senior, and I was voted on by the players on the team. And then in the postseason, after being voted captain, we voted on our most valuable player on the team. The players I'm talking, we voted on our most improved player and all that. And that's a big deal when your teammates think that much about you to vote you a captain.
And you know what? You and I are going to vote for the player of the game.
That's a big deal, too. William Warfield's going to have a vote on that, too. You know, I tell you what, I will say this, and William, I've told William this the last few years. Nobody has seen more high school events around this area than William Warfield. He's at all the soccer games, and man, he's even done field hockey, not to mention just, soccer and volleyball and everything. He is absolutely, that's why we call him the king of stream. So here come the captains, and Coach Meehan's got the glasses on him. We'll find out. Also tonight, Bird Automotive. Toyota and Lexus specialists, proudly serving and putting customers first for 16 years. Bird Automotive here in Lexington, Kentucky. Outstanding automotive dealership, Bird Automotive. They've got great Toyota. How about my nephew Jonathan Ball? He makes those Toyotas out at the Toyota plant.
By himself?
Makes them by him. Lifts it up, picks it up. Makes it all by himself. No, of course
he's
got.
big enough.
Of course he's on an assembly line there, but. Okay, the captains are talking right now. Henry Clay comes in with an 0-1 record, lost to Creek, as we said. Ryle comes in 0-1 under Mike Engler. They lost to that very good Cov Cath team, who we're going to see later tonight, led by A.J. Mayer. I would say unequivocally, Mayer, the quarterback for Cov Cath, is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, he might be the best.
We
watched him last year, and he really, really came around. Excellent quarterback.
Really good. And the coin toss, we're just a few minutes away here. Thanks to Kenny Bourne from WL Stats has us set up with the stat monitor again tonight, just like Leanne and CJ last week over at Creek. And tomorrow night, I believe Darren Douglas is going to be over at Boyle County, isn't he, Mr. Warfield, for the Big Rebel Bowl. We always tell you, if it's a big bowl game, we've got it covered here on PrepSpin.
Yeah, Darren and I will be down there, and Boyle County, Kyle Wynn, the athletic director, just talked to them today, actually, and they're pretty excited about us being down there, so can't wait for that one, too.
I've got a wedding to attend tomorrow, and I know, Coach Man, you stay pretty busy, so.
Ryle won the toss, and they elected to receive. So they want the ball.
They'll get the football, and that'll give us an opportunity to tell you about their offense. Kevin Weber's their center. Joe Kripe is their right guard. The left guard is Chad Birch. The right tackle's Jacob Gideon. Left tackle's Ryan Principita. The tight end is Leo Gatton, sophomore. Let's look at their backfield. Easton Pillier's listed as their starting quarterback. We'll probably see Jake Smith as well, kind of like Henry Clay we're going to see last week. I think we saw 4 quarterbacks for Clay last week, didn't we, Coach?
Yes, we did.
Jacob Chisholm's your outstanding senior running back, 185-pounder. Kyle England, the other 200-pound fullback. Maxon Abbott is a wide receiver, and Brandon Saden is your wide receiver, the junior. Both juniors back there. So the Raiders will receive the ball. Henry Clay's defense will look like this. John Felty, Jordan Gross, Bronson Thomas up front on that D-line. Outside linebackers, Jordan Kimball, Cameron Maynard, Darian Harden, and Avery Benton are your inside linebackers. Langston Jackson, Michael McMullen, the corners. Safeties are Tyree Clark and Raymond Jackson. So those are your starting lineups. And usually the kicker is Graham Wald. And I saw him working earlier today out there, Coach. And, they get a lot of these kickers from the, as you mentioned earlier, from the soccer team now.
They do. And a lot of soccer coaches will share these kickers on Friday nights if they don't have games. But on the other hand, there are a lot of these kids that have decided to maybe they're not as good at soccer as they would want it to be and come out for the football team so they can kick. So
we'll see who
that's good, as long as we share.
That's right. And sometimes they go to a soccer game just to watch the guys kick and see what they got and see if they can recruit them to that football kicking program. So looks like Ryle is going to send back. Number 29 is going to go back there. That's Peyton Haworka. So Haworka's back there deep. So Haworka back there deep to receive this kick. That will be coming from Graham Wald of Henry Clay. So the Ryle Raiders, and Haworka is a senior, and he's back deep. And we're set for the kickoff here, as you can see in that high definition. Good kick.
Beautiful.
Driving Ryle back, and does he bring it out? Yes, he does bring it out from the goal line out to the 20. And let's see, close to the 20-yard line on the return there. And that's going to be Caden Mogi on the return. Maynard in on the stop there for Henry Clay. Blue Devils, tough night last week against Tage Creek, but Tage Creek's impressive.
Tage Creek's impressive. They've got their passing game together. Their receivers run good routes. They looked really, really good. They play Frederick Douglass tonight, and Frederick Douglass's home opener.
So Easton Pillier is your senior quarterback. He wears number 7 there. Flanked to his right is England, and to his left is Chisholm. Wideouts both sides. Give to Chisholm. Chisholm around the right side, line of scrimmage.
Nice.
And good defense there by Henry Clay. Chisholm the carry, but a short gain. Good defense pursuing out there. Coach, you saw a couple of Blue Devils in there.
Number 11.
Yeah, Avery Benton, number 11, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, came up and made a heck of a good hit on that.
No gain there for Chisholm. Second down and 10, and Ryle has it at the 18-yard line.
Henry Clay's got a 5-man front. Really, it is. It technically isn't. It's a 3-4, but it looks like a 5-man front because of the the defensive ends that are in tight.
Flags on the play before Ryle can get that play off. It's 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders out of Union, Kentucky. And that's going to be procedure against Ryle. So false start makes it 2nd down and 15. And Coach Meehan, being the offensive guru you are, does that change your play call?
Yeah, it might change mine, but I don't think it's going to change theirs. I think Ryle really wants to establish the run now.
Yeah.
If they're going to throw the ball, they're going to throw it on 1st down probably. But
Pillier gives to the fullback. Good running. He's got some room up to the 30. Big running there by England, the sophomore. 200-pounder. He picks up 17 yards up to the 20, up to the 30-yard line. Nice run there by Kyle England.
That's what they want to do, Gary. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to establish the power run. That was a counter to the fullback. They pulled the guard and opened up a little hole there, and I'm telling you, this is their offense.
Soden goes out to the far side, and Abbott is to the bottom. Full house again. Quick toss out to Chisholm. Hit in the backfield, and he's not going anywhere. He's going to lose about 4 or 5 yards. Chisholm, a couple of early carries, but no success. England had the 1 carry for 17. Chisholm now 2 carries, and he's going to lose about 5 yards total.
Yeah, they tried to go outside, Gary, and number 47, Jordan Kimball came up. He's a big guy, 6'1", and he came up and just stoned that play.
So Kimball with a nice defensive play. Brings up 2nd and 15, Coach, where they were last time in this situation. They gave it to big Kyle England. He picked up 17 yards. See what they do here. England is to the right. Chisholm's behind the quarterback. Pillier back to pass. Pillier steps up. Pillier getting pressure. Breaks the tackle. And won't break that tackle. Big time hit there. Put on by Henry Clay. And Coach, I think, did you get a beat on the young man in there?
I think it was big number 75, wasn't it?
I thought 76. It was Thomas. Yeah, Bronson Thomas. So it'll be 3rd down and long now for Ryle. Back at the 21, they've got to get up to the 40, 3rd and 19.
Gary Bronson hit all 310 pounds of him laid into the running back.
We got the video screen here now.
The quarterback.
Lexington Catholic, 9:30 to go. First period, no score. Ryle in trouble. 3rd down and 19. They've got to get up to the 40. Quarterback Pillier looking to the left. Twins trip receivers out that way now. Rolls in that direction. Blind side, and here's a pass, and
nice
incomplete.
Defense.
It was Jackson, Raymond Jackson, making the play there in the secondary as he reached the left mid in there, knocked it away from the intended receiver, who was going to be Jacob Chisholm. So brings up 4th down. Big defensive stand there for Henry Clay.
I think Henry Clay played that extremely well, Gary. They were playing zone deep, but they were playing man-to-man underneath on those receivers. They put their hands on those guys and kept them from going off the line of scrimmage clean and covered them down the field. Nice defensive job.
Looks like Mason set to punt.
It's good defense.
Looks like Jackson is back deep for Henry Clay. Mason will punt inside the 10, about the 6. Good snap. Gets it off, but it's not a really good punt. He kind of shanked it over to the right, bounces out of bounds, and it'll be Henry Clay at the 30. Let's see, the official still marking 33-yard line of Ryle on the punt that only covers about 12 yards.
But shanked it. He got a little nervous, went up the side of his foot. That gives Henry Clay good field position. Let's take a look at this Henry Clay offense against this this big defense. Number 94 in there for Ryle.
Yeah, that's big. Andre Riddick, 6'3", 250.
Woo, look at him.
So at the 33, it will be Nick Osborne at center, Charlie Henry, Spencer Sidebottom the guards, Matt Brixey, and Ben Bates, the tackles. And let's see who they've got, and that is going to be DJ Van Horn in their quarterback. Van Horn with wideouts both sides at the 33 of Ryle. Gives inside handoff, and going down is going to be Atkins, Isaiah Atkins in the backfield. I tell you what, who I saw in there right off the bat was Mason Smith, number 44, the 6', 200-pound senior defensive end. He wreaked havoc on that play.
He did. He read the play right away and crashed inside and grabbed the legs of the running back.
Of course, thanks to White, Greer, and Maggard, our title sponsor. White, Greer, and Maggard here on PrepSpin. All the sponsors. 2nd down, 11, as that moved it back to the 35 for Darren Van Horn. Horn gives back inside, and it's Atkins again. This time a little running room down to the 30. Picked up about 7. Good running there by Isaiah Atkins. Shoestring tackle there, Coach. Who made that?
Yeah,
it was Jackson Saladin.
Saladin came up from the secondary position and made the tackle.
Or Saladin, if you like.
Ryle is in a two-man front. They have two down linemen. Everybody else is standing up. They've got linebackers, a defensive end standing up. So basically, they're looking for any kind of a pass or a spread offensive series of plays.
Van Horn this time. He has Langston Jackson with all that speed to his left. Third down, blitz being shown. And Ryle just got back in time. Now a flag, late flag coming from the back judge.
Delay game? No way.
I think they might have called that against Ryle.
Somebody called.
No, they got a timeout before.
Timeout.
So 7:47 to go here, Coach. And, of course, thanks to Mingy Beef Jerky. Mingy Beef Jerky, proud to be back sponsoring PrepSpin this year. Mingy Beef Jerky, we love that stuff, I tell you. I like the mild. I like the teriyaki. Well, I just like it all.
I like the mild, too. That hot. I tried that hot stuff. It ate a little too much for me. But they're a great company, and sponsoring high school sports, you give them credit for that, too.
We also need to thank Bird Automotive tonight.
Yeah, I already plugged them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sure did. Yep, gave them a lot of love there. And some early numbers from this game. England, the one carries 17 yards. I need to give him the ball, feed the big fella when Ryle finally gets it back. And looking at Atkins, 2 carries. He did pick up 5. Remember, he had the loss, so he's got 2 carries, 2 yards officially. And Pilliard's thrown the only pass 0 for 1, Coach.
Right, and I think Ryle, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. They're making big mistakes when they're moving the football. 3rd and 8, near the 30 for Henry Clay. No score here, 7:47 in the first period. Back to pass. Van Horn throws down the left side, throws it up, and incomplete down at the 10-yard line. It was just a jump ball situation down there. And Raymond Jackson was the intended receiver. And that was not a well-thrown ball. No, I think he just guessed. They ran a little fade route after a timeout. But I did notice that Noah Gann, and I like Noah Gann, they broke him straight down the middle. And if the quarterback can read that coverage and see that same thing,
yes, sir.
If he streaks that ball right by the linebacker's ear, he'll hit that guy right in the middle of the field. I love that.
Is that a go-back-to play?
Yes, a go-back-to play if they noticed it.
4th down and 8, near the 30 for Van Horn. Van Horn back. Here comes the pressure. And Van Horn steps up. Van Horn running and knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Big number 57, that's Spencer McKinney, the 210-pound middle linebacker. They're making the play for Ryle. That turns the ball over on downs back to the Raiders for their second series. No score here at the Bluegrass Bowl. Later tonight it'll be Lexington Catholic, Covington Catholic here on PrepSpin in high definition.
I noticed I'm surprised at how quick Ryle is on defense. Their players really can move. They're fast. And also by their numbers on the sideline. A lot of people on that football team.
Easton Pillier gives to Chisholm. Chisholm's got some running room. Chisholm the 40, and he's close to the first down. Finally a tackle by Tyree Clark. Tyree Clark might have saved a touchdown there because Chisholm looked like he was breaking into the open.
He did, and that was a really nice tackle, too. He wrapped him up exactly the way he was supposed to. They're running a power backfield. They're giving the ball to Chisholm with a lead back every time.
Yeah, Chisholm picked up some good yardage on that. As we look at the numbers here, handoff again. This one goes nowhere. So Chisholm carried it again. That time it's spelled out by Henry Clay, and in particular, number 5, Raymond Jackson, the strong safety, was there.
Now they led Kyle England again, the 5'8", 200-pound fullback, but he was stoned on the line of scrimmage, and that's the way you do it. You just get some penetration and stop that lead block.
2nd down. Give to Chisholm again, cuts it back inside. Chisholm's got some room. Midfield into Henry Clay territory, down to the 47-yard line. Finally, Langston Jackson came over to help out on the stop, but not before Chisholm's going to pick up about 13 yards as we look at his carries now for Jacob Chisholm. That's his 3rd carry. They haven't refreshed it yet on here, but he's picked up on his last 2 carries. He's picked up good yardage.
Right, they're running the power sweep, and he just, like you said, when you called the play, he cut back inside, powered those shoulders forward, and made good yardage.
1st down, they are in the Henry Clay territory. So Pillier. Ball is on the ground, kicked out of there, and hustling back forward, Henry Clay, and they're going to scoop it up, and they've got the ball down at the 23-yard line. It was Raymond Jackson there to scoop it up. Had he kept his balance, Coach, he's in the end zone.
He couldn't keep his balance. He was trying so hard. There were a couple Henry Clay players that made that play, though. because they dove on the ball and knocked it forward to keep a Ryle player from getting the football.
We'll take another look at it here on the replay, guys.
Yeah, let's look at that again, Coach. If you'll have the replay right there. You're right, that ball was kicked out of there.
It was pushed and kicked out, and then Jackson did a great job of scooping it, but he couldn't keep his body got ahead of his feet. Good opportunity now.
So Jackson able to jump on it. Henry Clay started their last drive at the 33, stalled, and now they're going to start inside the 25 of Ryle, and they're going to blow that play. I think they might have called a timeout. Yeah, another timeout by Clay. Their second here in the quarter with 6:22 to go here. And, Coach, we'll be right back here, Coach, to the Bluegrass Bowl here.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work.
On their offensive lineman, and so they changed it. They got a little short back slot there.
Clark's got it, cuts it back, and he is upended on a good open field tackle there and making that plays out. I tell you what, this 57 kid, Spencer McKinney, he is a player. 6 foot, 210, a senior, and Coach, he's already made 2 or 3 plays from his linebacker spot.
Right now, what they need to do here is, if you're watching, Ryle reads those guards, and when those guards reach, they fly over there. So a little counter, a little misdirection would be good here. I still think they need to come back to the pass down the middle to Noah Gann.
Langston Jackson, one of the fastest players, he split way out to the bottom. Van Horn looking that way, throws a screen over, and Clark can't one-hand it. Tried to one-hand it instead of getting it into his numbers. He tried to one-hand it and be a little circus with it, and he dropped it incomplete, and that brings up 3rd down and long now.
Quarterback's off a little bit, Gary. He really is. That he threw that off his back foot. He didn't get a chance. It was a screen, so it's okay to go backwards on a screen pass. But, boy, you have to make sure you put the ball to the receiver. So this is a big down here, 3rd and 11.
Jackson's out to the bottom. He's got coverage over there by Tuski. Here's a pass, and incomplete. You know what? I know it's a little wobbly, but if you're Raymond Jackson, you got to catch that football. That's right in your hands down at the 15, 16-yard line.
Right. I think we have a little bit of a problem with the quarterback on going to his left.
Well,
noticed that before.
One thing that hurt Henry Clay last week, Coach, I don't know if you know, their headsets weren't working up in the press box.
I didn't know that, no.
Yeah, so they had no communication between the coaches last week at Tate.
Then the other team shouldn't have had communication either. That's the deal. If one doesn't work, the other one has to turn theirs
off. It seemed like Tate's Creek had pretty good communication.
Maybe they were just good.
Van Horn, pressure, and breaks it, stumbles, and he's all the way back at the 42, and that's where Ryle will have the ball. As coming in there big time was John Elmore, the senior defensive tackle. Elmore was on top of him. So Ryle will take over. So Clay has had the ball at the 33, and then, Coach, inside almost the 22, and they just couldn't move the ball.
Couldn't move the football and went backwards, and, boy, you just can't afford to take those losses like that. Especially with a team like this that can run the ball down the field. And the better field position you give them, the better an opportunity they have.
Let's see if they go back to England. He is to the right, Chisholm's to the left of Easton Pillier, the senior quarterback. He tucks it himself.
Nice.
Hit hard, knocked backwards as the quarterback Pillier. And Tyree Clark got in there. And, Coach, who was that young man on the bottom? I think it was Benton again, Avery Benton.
I think it was Benton. There was 2 people that got in there. Yeah, that was nice. See, I'll tell you what, these are clean tackles. They're wrapping them up and just taking them down.
We're down to 5 minutes and 5 seconds of first quarter action, no score. Henry Clay has certainly had the better ball possession. Ryle's only been in the Henry Clay territory one time. That was down to the 46, then they fumbled. Handoff, and that's Chisholm diving up to the 46, pick up of about 2. Coach, it'll bring up 3rd and 7.
You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing Ryle, it looks like now, I'm guessing. I don't know their program. I don't know their coaching staff. But it looks like they're setting up an option look.
Right.
I don't know if their quarterback wants to run it or not.
You know who helped out on that play again for Clay? Benton.
Yep.
He's been on almost every play. So 3rd and about 6. Pillier gives now to the second man
Good
through.
job
He is
again.
slammed down. That's Kyle England, the ball carrier. England got about a yard, brings up 4th down. Let's see if Ryle brings on their punter. Remember, he shanked one about 12 yards the last time he punted. They may just go for it here in 4th and about 4. They've got to get down to the Henry Clay 48 for a first down.
Avery Benton got in there again.
Again, he makes every play.
Now we have a timeout.
I believe Ryle called that one. Timeout on the field. We'll step out here on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard High School football game of the week. No score. 4th down and a long 4 for Ryle. They're on 48 when we return here on the White Greer Maggard High School football game of the week.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims & Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims & Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best.
The snap.
Procedure again.
Procedures. Coach me and Johnny on the spot.
Yep. They're flinching. They've got those linemen are flinching before the ball snap. Uh-oh, here comes the punt team.
Yeah, they're going to bring the punt team in now.
I don't think they were going to try to run it anyway, probably trying to get them to jump.
We're not getting any TV timeouts out there on the field, guys. I apologize about that.
Looks like punting is Justin Selby.
Good return.
Ramon Jackson back there inside the 30.
I hope he has an opportunity because I tell you what, that guy can run.
Selby's a good size kid, 6'2", 200-pounder, the punter for Ryle on this 4th and
Good
10.
snap.
Here comes the pressure. Selby, good punt this time. Jackson watches it bounce and gets away from it, and then it hits a Ryle player, and that's where they'll mark it about the 28-yard line for Henry Clay. Coach, if you're the Blue Devils, what do you need to do here offensively? You've really sputtered. Your first opening game against Tate's Creek when you were shut out, and here tonight you've had some good opportunities against Ryle, and you haven't been able to move the football.
Well, it's a cliche, but you have to find your personality. And I'm going to tell you something. Their personality is not the quarterback dropping back and throwing the football.
Yes, sir.
That's not. What they need to do is a little bit what Brian Station did last week when they were successful, is that quick release passes, hit those guys sharp over the middle, run the screens again, come back to that and run a little misdirection. But they've got to get the ball to their playmakers.
Bluegrass Preps. Two teams ranked in the quick pass out to Ramon Jackson with that speed. Jackson, and, boy, good defense up to the 32 by Ryle. They spelled that one out. Another good play there turned in by Spencer McKinney.
Okay, now, Gary, it was a good play, but when the receiver caught the football, there was no reason for him to come back inside with the ball where all the players are. The way I look at it, there's 10 players inside, 1 player outside.
Right.
With his speed, he can beat the guy to the outside.
What a terrific night here at the Bluegrass Bowl, weather-wise, Coach.
Safety's cheating over to the right.
Perfect night. Inside handoff. Atkins trying to bounce it outside. He's tripped up. One thing about Ryle, they get a hold of you, you're going down. And that play was made by the defensive end, Mason Smith, made that play.
Ryle's defensive line, Gary, and we talked about those guys on the defensive line. They're winning the battle right now. They are winning the battle. Number 94 is dominating.
Yeah, Andre Riddick, 6'3", 250, a senior. You know, what Riddick does is he makes sure he takes out a couple guys on the play, and that's why the linebackers, McKinney and Smith, and those guys have been making so many plays. Back to pass. Hey, here's a screen to Atkins. Atkins, 35, breaking tackles. He's to the 40, near side, breaking another tackle. He's at midfield and drugged down from behind on a great play by Ryle down to the 42-yard line. What a super play by Jackson Saladin.
He came out of nowhere and ran that play down.
Almost made him fumble.
Almost. He got it behind him, and he
Take
didn't
a look
see
at
him
that
coming.
again, man. That's some great open field running there by Jackson.
Right, he broke 2 or 3 tackles and cut back, and then Saladin just caught him from behind.
You know, Langston Jackson, they say, is one of the fastest players in the Commonwealth. You got to get him the ball like that.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Get the ball to your playmakers, and they did that time. Using a little screen pass, what we just said. Get the ball to them.
He nearly took that to the house, Coach, if not a play by Saladin. He is in the end zone. Here's a reverse, and I got some running room. That's Clark on the outside. Clark gets a block. Clark to the 30. Clark 25, run out of bounds. 25-yard line. That's a 17-yard pickup there. Now the offense is starting to find a rhythm, Coach.
And a personality. And what did we just say? What did I say earlier that they had to do?
Find their personality.
And run misdirection, run reverse, little counter actions. You're not going to run at this team very well.
So minute 36, no score, but Henry Clay putting together a good-looking drive here, Coach. It started with that great catch and run by Langston Jackson. Down at the 25, out of the gun again. Here's the fake now. Jackson rolling to the right, and he's going to be pulled down. Or was that McMullen? No, that was Langston Jackson. Remember last week Mike McMullen was running a lot out of that Wildcat, number 8, but that was Langston Jackson, the ball carrier, number 9.
But too much penetration by, I think it was Selby. Justin Selby came in. Just too much penetration.
Yeah, nice play by 24, the senior, 200-pounder for Ryle. So back at the 30, second down and 15, a minute 5 to go. Fast-moving first quarter with no score, Coach.
Yeah, but they've got to get the ball down there.
Second down. Van Horn, screen over the middle. He's got Tyree Clark. He's got some open. He's at the 20, 15. He's going to go 10. Clark 5. He holds up the ball. Touchdown. Tyree Clark, the senior, puts Clay up for their first lead of the season. They were shut out last week. They lead 6-0. Boy, they look like the old Henry Clay offenses have passed on that drive.
That did. Well, I tell you what, they ran a screen pass, and I don't know if it was supposed to be a slip screen, but it ended up to be a middle screen. And he just accelerated to the sideline, didn't he?
Yes.
He turned it upfield. Superb blocking out there. Really good play. That's their first score this year.
Yes, sir. So Graham Walden for the extra point. Van Horn will hold the kick by Walled up, and it is a beauty. So Henry Clay on a nice screen to Tyree Clark, who takes it the distance. They lead 7-0 here on the kick by Wald with 50 seconds in the first. We'll return the White Greer Maggard High School football game of the week here on PrepSpin.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
Sitters are here.
I'm ready. Okay, kids.
We're back.
So Wald with the extra point, and back deep for the Haworka, the Raiders, 7-0. Boy, Henry Clay was impressive on that drive, Coach.
They did. They mixed it up quite a bit. They ran the screen. They ran the reverse. And, they're not throwing the ball, and that's good because right now they're a little flaky in their passing game.
Chisholm is over to the far side, and here's the kick, and it will be Haworka at the 5. Haworka out to the 10, 15. Upended him on a nice tackle. Get the number on that runaway train, Coach.
Yeah, 17. Number 17.
That runaway train was Musa Kaluta, a junior. Kaluta.
Yeah, Musa came in from the side. I saw him.
Musa was Lusa.
He was the outside man coming in, and he loosened up a blocker. He went right through a blocker to make that tackle. Good job. Congratulations to that young man.
19-yard line. That's where the Raiders will start. 45 seconds. Henry Clay up on a Tyree Clark touchdown catch. They lead 7-0 now on the Walled extra point. Let's see what Easton Pillier has for Ryle. Pillier looking, rolling right. Pillier in trouble. Pillier and gets rid of it just at the last moment, and he gets it to a receiver. And a good open field tackle to 16 by Jackson, but a little shovel, and that went to Haworka. Peyton Haworka had the ball, but I tell you what, Coach, nice play by Henry Clay, and I believe it was Jackson.
Jackson put a bead on him. He put a bead on him and the whole time he was running the football and accelerated up to make the tackle.
That was dangerous there by Pillier to get that ball. There were some Henry Clay players there. Somebody could have scooped that up or maybe picked that off.
Yeah, he's playing a little sloppy right now. They're running. Look, they're in that pistol again.
They may not get this play off with 3 seconds left here, and they just get it off. Handoff, Chisholm breaks the tackle, spun around up to the 18. Knocked down there. I'll tell you who got him. Kimball, Jordan Kimball, the outside linebacker, 47 got him. That's going to do it for the first period. Good football game here, Coach, at the Bluegrass Bowl.
Good hitting.
Really good hitting. Henry Clay, much improved. We said we'll see how much improvement we get from week 1 to 2. We've seen a lot so far. Blue Devils lead Ryle 7-0 here on the White Greer Maggard High School Football Game of the Week.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
We return.
Welcome back here to Lexington Catholic High School, where it's the beginning of the second quarter. Little screen pass again, Ryle throws.
And coming out of there with a Chisholm and up to the 25. I was messing with the stat monitor. Sorry, Coach.
That's all right.
I think we got it. I think it's still behind a few plays, but
we're fine. Okay.
We'll get a. Did we get a quarter stat sheet in the first quarter?
Not yet.
Okay, we need to try to grab one of those. So it'll be another punting situation here for Ryle. Looks like Selby dropping back to punt again to Jackson, and the Henry Clay Blue Devils leading 7-0 here. Good football game. I agree with Coach Meehan 100%. A lot of good hitting going on out here tonight.
A lot of good hitting. Henry Clay's defense looks completely different than they did last week.
So Selby set the punt. Here's the snap. Gets it off. Good punt. Drives Jackson back to the 42, catches 41. Jackson coming out of there with that speed. Cutting near side, midfield. He's to the Ryle 40, 35, and there's Jackson all the way down inside the 30. The tackle was made there by Elijah Cusick, but not before Jackson takes it from the 40 to the 30. And, Coach, that's a 30-yard punt return by Jackson.
And a great job. Jordan Kimball came in there and made a block to free him when he made that cut on the outside. Nice job. They set a wall up, did exactly like your coach to do. I'm really, really impressed with the improvements they've made since last week. Big offensive lineman coming up here. Let's see what they've got in store.
Passing so far, Van Horn is 3 for 6. Pillier's 1 for 2. And looking at the ball carries, and let's see what Van Horn does here. Raymond fakes to him. Van Horn tucks it back inside. He's got some room. 25, 20. Van Horn down to the 18. He's going to pick up the first down at 12 yards. They thought he was going to give the ball to Langston Jackson, the speedsters. What happened, Coach? And Ryle bit that, and 10:54 to go first half. Henry Clay 7, Ryle nothing.
Looked like a little read option is what they did, and the quarterback read it. When that guy stepped up to take Jackson, he cut back inside Van Horn. Nice job of running. Okay, now we're seeing something. We're seeing a game plan. We're seeing a really, really good execution of an offense.
Van Horn now with the 12-yard pickup. He's out of the shotgun down inside the 20. Rolls to the right. Van Horn sets and throws it back toward the middle. And is it caught? Yes, down to the 5. Great catch. Great catch by Noah Gann, the 6'3 target. What a nice catch by Gann. He caught that down around his feet, didn't he, Coach?
Yes, he did. That's a guy I want to get the ball to. And he's one of those guys we talked about. He's a playmaker. Get the ball to Gann when you can.
So Van Horn now 4 for 7 on that completion to Gann. And nice job there. 1st and goal at the 6 for the Blue Devils, and they've got Tyree Clark to the left of Van Horn. They've got Atkins, 2 great running backs in the backfield. They give to Clark, cuts it back 5. Clark and knocked down at about the 3-yard line. We're to be 2nd and goal. And coming in there to make that first hit, Coach, was Jackson Saladin, the junior. Saladin, the outside linebacker. I think we finally got that name right after we butchered it once. We only butchered it one time.
3 is down for Ryle.
So there's a player down shaking up right now, and that's going to be the corner. Elijah Cusick is down and shaking up a little bit with 9:42 here on the PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week. And Coach will be right back here on PrepSpin with more Bluegrass Bowl here with a player down for Ryle.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
98.1 The Bull and Hardee's present Red, White, and Boom 2017.
Labor Day weekend, September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Whitaker Bank Ballpark.
Luke Bryan,
Blake Shelton,
Sam Hunt, Brett Eldridge,
Dustin Lynch,
Maren Morris,
Chris Jansen,
and more.
Single day and 3-day tickets on sale now.
Buy yours or get more info now at
redwhiteandboom.com.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthodontics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and London.
My tax
Mingy beef jerky. Also, let's give some love tonight. Again, we talked about them earlier. Bird Automotive. Bird Automotive, they Toyota and Lexus specialists. Bird Automotive, proudly serving and putting customers first. That's a great idea. For 16 years, in the Lexington area. Bird Automotive. Coming up at halftime, Coach, you got your UFOs on Heralded Football Overachievers. And, of course, I think you're going to be joined by a special guest at halftime.
We're going to try to interview let's just say we're going to interview the brother of one of the players.
Griffin Brixey. I finally remember. Griffin Brixey is his name.
His brother Matt plays for Henry Clay.
Yeah, he's a starting tackle. Griffin was a big-time player there a few years ago. He was at Kentucky Wesleyan. You'll have to ask him about that if he's still playing football down there, but not sure. But big weekend of high school football. Of course, we'll try to update you. Dunbar's playing over at Lafayette tonight in the first game of that doubleheader. The 9 o'clock game tonight in that one is Scott County and Lafayette. That's a pretty good little game.
They don't like each other. They do not like each other at all. That would be one to see. And Frederick Douglass is playing their first home game tonight, too. So there's some good football games.
Yes, Mr. Williams.
I'm just going to throw some replays in there while we're waiting on the young man out on the field that got injured. So we'll go ahead and play some replays that we've had so far here in the first half, including the Henry Clay score.
Yeah, Mr. Meehan will tell you, Coach Meehan will tell you about those replays.
Yeah, that's a slip screen. Some people call it a jailbreak screen because you bring that receiver from the outside to the middle of the field. A lot of receivers don't like to run to the middle of the field, but if you can get the ball to him while he's running and get that 1 or 2 blocks down the field, he gets to turn up, get to the sideline. We always taught our guys when they do that, catch the ball in the middle, but try to get to the upfield as fast as you can.
Sorry.
Bam. Yeah, that was a really good hit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
That 17, Musa, he came from the outside and just made a good hit.
Here's another one that's coming up.
Right, he just flips the ball to the receiver, to their back, and bam, Jackson comes up and just stones him right there. Henry Clay's got some good tackling. They really do. That player's up now, William, Gary. Thank goodness he's okay. We always concern ourselves with these guys.
They, at the Bluegrass Bowl, they average 1 per year.
Do they really?
Yeah, last year actually they had to bring the ambulance out on the field.
That's right, they did. We were that took a while. But he was okay though. I mean, we found out later.
It was a good kickoff return. Still looking at a couple replays while we're waiting on the game to.
Yeah, I believe that was, we don't want to speculate, but, Coach, I believe it was Elijah Cusick, wasn't it, number 3?
I think so, yeah. It looked like number 3.
Shaking up. So let's see what the Blue Devils do here. They lead 7-0. 9:41 to go, first half. Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, William Warfield here on PrepSpin. Direct snap to Jackson and to the right side, and he won't get in.
Read option again. They're running a read option to that side.
That was McMullen, 8. First time he's carried the ball, Michael McMullen.
Yeah, they're bellying the outside read, and it looks like to me there's an inside read to take around and the outside read. It looks like it's the outside read. Quarterback's keeping the ball inside, making that little bit of yardage that they need. But this is a big down, 3rd down, but this is 4 down zone for Henry Clay, I'm sure.
So 3rd down and 3. McMullen again out of that Wildcat. Gives it now to Clark, trying to get to the corner, cuts it back. Clark's 2nd touchdown tonight. He caught a 30-yard one earlier. He ran that in from 3, and the Blue Devils jump out on this good Ryle team, 13-0.
I feel sorry for Dylan Green, the defensive player, 5'10", 165-pound defensive back. He came up to make that tackle. But he did his job, Gary. His job is to get on the outside, not let the running back get on the outside. But guess what? He stepped in and went inside, and it was over.
And Mr. Clark making an early name for himself as far as the MVP of this game that we got to vote on. Here's the walled extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. So on 2, Tyree Clark, TD's, 1 a 30-yard catch. That was a great cutback inside there by Clark.
It really was.
They lead it 14-0. We'll be back on the White Greer Maggard High School football game of the week. The Bluegrass Bowl here from Lexington Catholic, where the Blue Devils are on top of the Ryle Raiders, 14-0.
Fund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
Sitters are here.
I'm ready. Okay, kids, behave.
Man to man?
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
return here to PrepSpin.
Thank you very much. Back on PrepSpin. Chisholm back deep to receive this walled kick. Graham Wald, number 22 there, does the kicking for the Blue Devils. They lead 14-0 here over Ryle. Wald's kick into it. Chisholm comes up at the 3. Jake Chisholm, the 5. Some running room. He's at the 10, the 15. Chisholm, the 30. Chisholm, one man to beat. Jackson gets a block, but he can't stay in bounds up to the 45. Good hustle there by Ramon Jackson. Jackson saved a touchdown, Coach, is what he did.
He came all the way over there to make that tackle, force him out of bounds. The Henry Clay had the advantage. They had that 12th man on the field, which is the sideline, and used him to run out. That Chisholm can run. He's got a lot of speed.
He does. He's got some speed at 185 pounds and nearly broke that one, except Jackson, one of the fastest players in the state, pushed him out of bounds over there at the 45, 46-yard line, and that's where Jake Smith is now in at quarterback. Big Smith, 6'2", junior. So Smith in there to try to give him a bit of a spark. Smith looking, screen pass out, and a hit out at the 38-yard line. Chisholm hauled it in, but as soon as he caught it, Jordan Kimball was right there.
Yeah, they read that, completely read that. That's a good scouting right there. Came up from his defense position and made a great tackle. I like the way Henry Clay's playing defense now. They played defense well this entire game so far.
Smith completed the pass, but they lost about 6 yards, and timeout called by Mike Engler, the head man for the Ryle Raiders. Of course, they had that terrific football team last year. I mean, Ryle and Simon Kenton really battled it out up there in the 6A football last year, Coach, and then, of course, Lafayette had that terrific team, and they knocked Simon Kenton and Ryle out of the playoffs.
Ryle's in Boone County, correct?
Yes, yeah. It's in Union, Kentucky, and that's where it's located. Ryle High School.
A lot of good football in northern Kentucky.
Yeah, but Boone's not playing it right now, unfortunately, my alma mater.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. It's a shame. They did a number on us when I was coaching at Dunbar quite a few times, and a couple times when I was at Bryan Station too. But
I still say one of the best.
I still don't like it,
Coach, I've told you this before, but I still say one of the best high school football games that I've called was in 1987 when Jeff Brom and Trinity came up there to play Boone County. Boone County was loaded that year, ranked as high as number 1 in the state. That game went into overtime. It was spit and snow. There was a standing room only crowd of about 8,000 there at Boone. One of the best high school football games. I called Jeff Brom the Fran Tarkin of high school football that night. I said, this young man, we just can't tackle him.
I know. They've had guys like that. Trinity is loaded every year.
Trinity won in overtime. That was just a terrific high school football game. This is a pretty good one. Ryle trying to get something going here, down 14-0. They've brought in Jake Smith. He fires left a little low and incomplete. He had his receiver, Haworka, up at the 48, but as Peyton turned it upfield, he dropped the football.
Well, I think what happened was that the quarterback, Smith, he pumped the ball because the receiver hadn't turned around yet. He wanted to throw it earlier. There's a lot of pressure coming from Henry Clay. They blitzed the linebacker that time, so they're putting a lot of pressure on Mr. Smith.
So twin receivers both sides and empty backfield for Jake Smith, the big 6'2 junior. Looking left, now looking right, pump fakes. Looking deep downfield, throwing a pretty good ball up there. Intercepted by Henry Clay. Picked off, and it's Tyree Clark. He's got 2 touchdowns, now he's got a pick.
He read that all the way.
And he's making a strong case for MVP, isn't he?
Yeah, he got deeper than the receiver that time. He just came running over deeper and intercepted the football. It was like the ball was thrown to him almost.
Smith threw a pretty good ball. That's as good as a punt there.
Yeah, but see what you need to do is when you see that receiver breaking open, you know they're going to have the speed to catch up to him. Hit him on the sideline. Keep the ball. Give him room to catch it on the sideline and maybe try not to throw it that deep.
Henry Clay making a statement effort here in this first half. Of course, football is 4 quarters, and they know they've played well here in the first quarter and a half, Coach.
Let's see what they've got in store here, though. Their offense is getting some confidence now.
Van Horn and keeps it. Van Horn 20. Van Horn cuts it up to the 30. Got the first down on a nice room. Absolutely a cutback. Mason Smith, the defensive end, came up there to make the stop for the Raiders of Ryle High School.
Yeah, Mr. Smith there has done a pretty good job in this game so far, coming from the backside sometimes to make tackles. That time he was on the front side, but just made the tackle down the field. That's good blocking on that play, actually.
Looks like they've had to bring in Ryle's, had to bring in Mogi at that spot for Cusick, who was injured. Rolling to right, Van Horn sets, throws, and it's caught. And Jackson, 40, got the first down up to the 41-yard line.
That's what I like to see. Van Horn did a really nice job. They rolled him to the...
Coach, that was McMullen, excuse me. Michael McMullen with the catch.
They rolled him to the right, and when you run to the right and you're a right-handed quarterback, you can step forward to throw the ball. You can plant that foot, get that shoulder on. I want to see him go to the left and throw here and see how he does. Maybe we'll see that in the future.
7 for 10 now for Van Horn. 70%,
nice job,
not bad.
Yeah.
7:20 to go, first half. Henry Clay first down on the march. Again, high snap. Inside, I believe that's Atkins. Looks like Atkins with the ball carrier. And picks up a couple of yards, then knocked backwards.
I think the whole half of the defensive line and linebackers made the tackle on that play.
Yeah, that was Isaiah, the senior.
Well, let me see here. Now they've gone away from the screen and rolling the quarterback to the right. He is a threat to run and throw at the same time. So probably what they need to do here is try to get the ball down the field or run the screen again.
Zach Wright-Lusky there making that play. 2nd down and 8 for the Blue Devils. 6:40. They lead at 14-0 here on PrepSpin. Here's Van Horn rolling. Van Horn cuts it back up inside. Van Horn some running room midfield. Van Horn gets a block, keeps his balance, 40, and Van Horn run out of bounds. What a nice run by Van Horn down to the 34-yard line. Coach, that's a nice 24-yard pickup. But there is a penalty marker down, as I always like to say, hold the phone.
When he cuts back like that, a lot of times you get a little holding penalty. We'll see.
That would negate a 25-yard pickup, Coach.
You know, he was looking for Michael McMullen down the field and on the left side, but when he didn't see him open, he just peeled and ran back to the right.
William Warfield, the king of stream. He streamed the Eclipse Monday, and Coach, just a few people watched it. 250,000.
Jeez, wow.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Trying to educate him over here, William. Wasn't it 250,000 that watched it?
Yeah, it's almost 300,000 now.
Wow. See what a little effort does for you, when William said, I'm going to stream this
I just
Eclipse.
put it on a tripod out on the back of my house there and pointed it at the sun, you know.
And a ton of people watched it. Little screen. And it's caught there. I believe that's McMullen again, 40 and 45. Yeah, Michael's run out at the 48-yard line. He's going to pick up about 8 yards. But, man, negating that 25-yard run by Van Horn, what does that do to your team? Obviously, they got a good screen pass out there, so it didn't hurt them too bad.
Right. They're okay. They're coming back. They know people make mistakes, and they're going to go. You know, you can't think about those things. You got to go on. McMullen ran a little flare screen that time and got good yardage, but we know we're 3rd and 4 now, so this is big time.
3rd and 4, movement by Atkins, but he gets back into place. No flag. Ryle thought there was movement. Ryle's got a decent crowd over there along the way tonight. Van Horn throws it down the left side. He's got his receiver down there, and he jumps up, and behind the receiver makes a great catch, Raymond Jackson. The defender was there, and that defender was Wright-Lusky, but Wright-Lusky could not he mistimed his jump, and the ball was well thrown by Van Horn to Raymond Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking that Ryle should have done on that other pass. Put the ball on the sideline, give your guys some room to catch the ball, but keep the other from the defender from getting to it.
Henry Clay, big improvement. Inside handoff to Atkins. Atkins back inside. Isaiah, and he's going to be tackled after about a 4-yard pickup to the 19.
I know the coaches for Ryle, they're probably saying, boy, we're almost there. They're defenders, they're defensive players, and linebackers are coming in to make these tackles, but they're just a shade late on this quick Henry Clay team, especially their skilled players.
Coming up later tonight, it'll be the Bluegrass Bowl second game host team, Lexington Catholic Knights against the Colonels of Covington Catholic. Eddie Evanston, the former Georgetown All-American and Horseman quarterback for the Arena football team. Pass, and Clark comes back. Does he make the grab? Yes, he does. Clark came back nicely, Coach, and made the grab at about the 17. He'll be about 3 yards shy of the first down, however.
Van Horn is deadly going to his right.
He's honed in, hasn't he?
Oh, he has. He rolled out to the right. He threw that ball just at the right spot where it can be caught and stepped out of bounds. If he would have thrown it anywhere behind or too high, it would have been intercepted. Nice job.
Henry Clay heard that Mingy Beef Jerky was giving out an MVP and a coach's award tonight, and they said, man, we better get our game going here.
That's right, get some of that Mingy.
5:24. 3rd down and 4. Van Horn out of the gun again, rolling right. That's what Coach Meehan said. Tucks it back, and he's down to the inside the 10, up into about the 7. It'll be 1st and goal for the Blue Devils. Players shaking up back deep in the backfield there for Henry Clay, and that's one of the big linemen.
Shaking up a little bit. No problem. They're going to run, keep going here. It's a nice run. He reminds me of that quarterback from Lafayette last year.
Jackson,
he runs
yeah,
the ball.
his name was Walker Wood. He was pretty good, Mr. Football finalist. How about Jackson Salad to make it another play from his outside linebacker?
Everywhere. He's everywhere.
So first down and 8 for the Blue Devils. They lead 14-0 on 2 Tyree Clark touchdowns. And Graham Wald extra points. McMullen out of that Wildcat again. Motion by Jackson. McMullen fakes to him, cuts it back inside, trying to get outside, and cutting to the corner, being chased, and that speed is going to get him in.
Too much
Touchdown.
speed. That's exactly right, Gary Ball. You called that. Because they had people there. He just outran them. He outran them. They felt like they had a good position on that, and he outran them. Pretty good job. Anybody on PrepSpin, if you have any questions for Gary and I, if you see something you kind of want us to watch or whatever, you can tweet me at @CoachMeehan, MEIGHAN, or Scholastic Ball at Scholastic Ball Report with Gary Ball, and we can look for some things for you if you need to.
We got a flag, so that'll give us time to tell you the trivia tonight by Ricardo's and Versailles. Okay, question is, who holds the all-time scoring record in Kentucky high school football history? The all-time scoring record in Kentucky football history. You can
Team or player?
The individual player.
Okay.
The player. So you can send that answer to William at PrepSpin.com or on his Twitter. What's that? At PrepSpin.
At PrepSpin. That's the best way.
At PrepSpin. Send that answer. If you get a $20 gift card from Ricardo's Restaurant in beautiful downtown Versailles, Kentucky. I believe it's in downtown, isn't it?
It is.
There's the kick up, and it's good. 21-0. Henry Clay looking impressive tonight over Ryle, a good football program out of Northern Kentucky. Again, that question to hit William up with it at PrepSpin. Who holds the all-time scoring record in Kentucky's football history? I'll give you a clue. He's a Lexington, played at Lexington High School. That's one. That's the only clue. There's a lot of Lexington High School.
Hey, and we've also got for somebody here in attendance tonight. If you know somebody that's here tonight, make sure to text them. We're giving out one Red, White, and Boom ticket tonight.
I want that, man. I want the Red, White, and Boom ticket.
It's for the fans.
I know, it's for the fans. So if you want to.
But how do you get it, though?
We got one. Well, the first thing you got to do is you got to follow at PrepSpin. You got to follow at Coach Meehan. And you got to follow at Scholastic Ball Report on Twitter.
Yep.
Like us on Facebook as well. PrepSpin on Facebook. If you can prove those things right there, one lucky fan that's in attendance tonight will walk away with a Red, White, and Boom ticket for Saturday night.
That should be fun. Red, White, and Boom. Man, they've got some performers there coming to the Legends Whitaker Bank Ballpark this year. We want to thank Whitaker Bank as well for all they do for the Legends. Williams had 7 SportsCenter top 10s, right, William?
Just this year.
Just this season, 7 sport. Well, remember last year we had the one with Walker Wood running that TD against Boyle County.
You mean when he ran all over the field?
Yeah, he was zigzagging and everything. Here's the kick, taken by Haworka. He's to the 25.
Nice.
He's up to the 30. Nice return there by Peyton Haworka. 4:34, and Coach Henry Clay. Tyree Clark has 2 of the touchdowns. Michael McMullen with the corner getting to the pylon quicker with that speed. 21-0 Henry Clay. Does this surprise you, the score?
It pleasantly surprises me that they improved that much.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed. I just received the score. Pulaski Southwestern over Dunbar 22-0 after the first quarter.
That kind of sounds like our score here. 21-0.
Southwestern's pretty decent, though.
Yeah, they are. Although I think
that doesn't mean I can't be disappointed.
How about John Hodge and Bourbon defeating Somerset last week in their opener? Handoff right side, some running room, and then a big hit at the 40.
It looked like a forearm out of nowhere.
Sure did.
Yeah, that was Tyree Clark. No, Tyree Clark stuck his forearm in there and knocked him down.
That was Haworka, not Chisholm, the ball carrier.
Woo, that was a good hit. Boys, Henry Clay team's hitting.
They're hitting tonight, man. They got on the practice field this past week, didn't they? They didn't like that licking they took by Creek. Handoff right side, running hard. Chisholm down to the 44-yard line. Tackled there by Maynard. Cameron Maynard came over to get him and possibly save a touchdown. Number 35 did a good job with the open field tackle. Chisholm goes 5'9", 185 pounds.
And he is all power.
He's solid.
And quick.
Here is Pillier back in, gives to Chisholm again, and he cuts it back and gets a couple.
I like this kid. I really do.
Gross, Jordan Gross. And also Kimball, 47, but it was Gross who got him down low by the ankles. It was Kimball who finished him up. 3 minutes and 42 in the first half. Lexington Henry Clay, 21. Ryle out of Union, Kentucky, nothing here. Gary Ball with Coach Mike Meehan and William Warfield, the king of stream here producing on PrepSpin. Coming up later tonight, it'll be Covcath, Lexcath. I wonder if the Pope will be here.
Bishop at least.
The Bishop, yeah.
They got a huge Christian Catholic concert.
Oh! Pillier is smacked the ball loose, and the official right there, the white cap, saying,
that was Ramon Jackson again. Ramon Jackson.
Boy, Jackson came up, lowered the boom.
The kid's dangerous.
Yeah, you know, they're talking about the young man out of Henry Clay that was a Devontae Robinson. Remember him a couple years ago? We covered him, guys, and they're talking about him getting some significant playing time for the Kentucky Wildcats this year in the secondary. Speed just kills, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
2:55, timeout on the field. Here on the White Greer Maggard High School football game of the week, I want to thank, of course, Mingy Beef Jerky. All the sponsors here on the PrepSpin network. We're broadcasting tonight in high definition and on Mixler. So if you want to listen to it, just go to Mixler. You'll see the game listed there on Mixler. I believe you got that up on PrepSpin as well, don't you, William?
Mm-hmm.
The Mixler. So if you go to PrepSpin, you'll see the Mixler audio broadcast. But you know what? You want to ADP, William's saying this is about as good a quality of the video we can get here at Lexington Catholic, Coach, because of the great internet they have here.
They treat us well here and just about everything. You know, really nice job here in the press box.
Yep, and William and I cover everything here. We cover football, we cover soccer, basketball, baseball here, volleyball. So Lexington Catholic, they get it. You know, they get it. They really do.
Yeah, even the what's it called, lacrosse. We do that here too.
Field hockey.
There you go.
Third down. Pillier out of that gun. Fakes. Rolls left. Quick pass out there. Caught. And down inside the 40. Running hard and down to the 39-yard line. Ryle. And that was Peyton Haworka. The reception by Haworka, the senior. But that brings up fourth down, and they're going to need about 6 for the first down. They got to get down to the 35.
All right, we've seen some great tackles by Henry Clay. I saw the best block I've seen probably in 2 years just then. Ryan Precipita, 6 foot, 270-pound lineman, pulled out there and blocked on that screen.
Handoff it goes. Chisholm bouncing outside. Chisholm cuts it back. Chisholm knows where he needs to get, and he got the first down marker. But there is a flag down.
Yeah, I think it was a hold in the backfield or block in the back. Yeah, hold in the back.
And you know that's a good run there by the young man Chisholm.
Yeah, he had to call that. That was right in front of the white hat.
2 minutes and 11 seconds here in the first half. At halftime, Coach Meehan will be joined by Griffin Brixey, the great young man from Henry Clay, and he'll also have. Well, you got one UFO in this first game?
I've got 2.
You've got 2.
I've got a short one and a good long one.
Gotcha. Well, you always do a great job. But William and I always look forward to your UFOs, William.
Yes, sir.
It's fun. I mean, we like to honor those people that get involved that don't get the credit that some people do.
So here comes a punt now from Ryle, and that's going to be Malik Mason.
Does Henry Clay have enough time to score again?
They might, especially if they can return a punt.
That's the key right here. And if I was Ryle, I would not kick it to him. I would kick it out of bounds. Fake.
Malik Mason. And pulled down as they tried to give it to Selby. But Selby needed to get all the way down to the 35, and he gets up near midfield. So Ryle tried to fake it, but it didn't work, and Henry Clay will take over.
Did you see Cameron Maynard? He saw that all the way. He was just standing there going, I can't believe you're doing this. I'm standing here. You don't expect me to tackle you. Nice job by Cameron. Good job by that junior.
So Blue Devils ball to 44. First down. They lead 21-0. Tyree Clark has 2 touchdowns tonight. One a 30-yard catch. The other a 5-yard TD run. And then, of course, Michael McMullen has the other run. And as you said, Coach, speed just got to that corner on that one. McMullen out of the Wildcat. Motion by Jackson. They're going to double, reverse it back to Clark. Clark, and he's hit. Breaks a tackle, and up to the midfield. He was hit by Ryle's
59.
59.
Yeah.
That's Collette. Luke Collette hit him, but he wouldn't go down.
Yeah, but he stopped his momentum, and that was the key. When you got all that speed, you got to stop that momentum, and that's what he did.
We got a player down. I don't know if he's cramping or what, but that's John Elmore.
Yeah, he's cramping. 38
cramping up a little bit. A minute 20 to go, first half. Of course, coming up later tonight here on the Bluegrass Bowl and high definition on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard game of the week. It will be Lexington Catholic and Covington Catholic. And Coach William put out a poll on that. Man, the voters were kind of split on that game, weren't they, William?
Yeah,
as far as it's almost 50-50, but I think Lex Cath had a little bit of an edge.
It's going to be a good game, both of these teams. I think it's going to come down to defense. I think whichever team has gotten their defense ready in the second game of the season, they're going to be the team that'll win the football game. It should be close. We have actually, if we go by the schedule that I saw that PrepSpin put out, we've got some good games going the rest of this year too.
Yeah, we got some
real matchups.
Might be a few changes. You and I might deviate a little bit, but Williams got. I know one game I'm looking forward to down the road. I'm looking forward to a lot of them, but one game I'm looking forward to is that Lex Cath LCA game.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting battle.
Yeah.
And did they play? I don't know.
Unofficially call that the PrepSpin Bowl.
PrepSpin Bowl. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, I coached at LCA when we played them for the very first time in football.
Was that a good experience?
Well, you know what? It was the Christians and the Catholics, and the Catholics are Christians, and God was there, and something happened at halftime because we were ahead. And
lightning came.
I'm telling you,
Dougie Allen and I were there.
It was the worst storm I've ever seen.
It was a 2-hour delay, I think.
Oh, it was a 2-hour delay, and there was nowhere to go. We were sitting out there, and we went in. Finally went inside, and everybody was soaking wet. And I don't know what they did. They prayed better than we did, or something. But they came out and scored right away, and won the football game in a very close game.
That's what I meant by that. Dougie Allen and I were there calling that game on radio, and I remember the 2-hour delay, and then. They resumed it, and Catholic really got momentum going.
Right away. They scored right away, right after the break. And I thought it was really neat, though, that Catholic, one of the Catholic players and one of the coaches said that we were the best team they faced that year. And that was pretty impressive considering the class difference,
Lexington Catholic's got an outstanding sophomore quarterback in Bo Allen. He's already been offered by the University of Kentucky. And A.J. Mayer, the great senior quarterback, a 3-year starter for Eddie Evanston and the Colonels. He's headed to Miami of Ohio to play for the, it used to be Redskins. Now I think it's something else.
Well, he couldn't have a better head coach as far as teaching quarterback skills
than Eddie Evanston.
Oh, he's an extremely skilled player when he played.
Second down, he was a All-American and the National Player of the Year out of Georgetown College, Eddie Evanston. And, of course, good coaching staff at LexCath, too, with Mark Perry and company. Here's Van Horn. Direct snap. Van Horn run out of bounds at the 48. Picks up about 3. Over there hustling was McKinney, Spencer.
You really don't want to give the ball back to Ryle here, but here's the big thing. A lot of times teams with a minute to go, a little minute and 9 to go in the half.
Yes, sir.
Offensively, oh, man, we're ahead. Let's take a chance, and they end up throwing an interception or something
and Ryle takes
hurts
it
the
back.
Momentum, and that kills your momentum.
Twins out to the top. Here's a give to Atkins. He's hit, knocked backward, not going anywhere. Nice play. And Ryle came out with the ball, but I guess they're going to say it was down that he was already down before it came out.
I think everybody was in on that tackle.
59 mostly there for Ryle.
Exactly. That's Luke Collette, the outside linebacker, 180-pound junior for the Raiders. Mike Engler, of course, second-year head coach. He was the offensive coordinator here at LexCath for a number of years before he took the Ryle job back in, I believe it was 15.
Sam Simpson is going to let this clock run all the way down as far as it can.
You got 21-0 lead.
And then call timeout.
You're coming out. What improvement, Coach? We talked about it. How much improvement? They said the biggest improvement every football team makes at any level is from between game 1 and game 2.
Sure. And you have a lot of kids that haven't played before, haven't started before, and they come out and they go ahead.
I was just going to say, how good is Tate's Creek now?
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, we're going to see.
That's a good point. Yeah,
we'll find out. They've got Frederick Douglass at Douglas's brand new spanking stadium tonight, don't they, Coach?
Yeah, brand new stadium, a new football team, and I tell you what, Frederick Douglass, they ran into that Danville.
I asked some people, why in the world would you schedule Danville at their place if you're a first-year football team? That was a no-win situation. I don't care how much talent you got. And of course, the Danville took care of business. What was it, 36-0, a running clock in the second half?
Right, but I think Danville really was doing Frederick Douglass a favor, really.
Really?
They wanted to play a really good team away from home.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And I think Danville, before the school was built, said, let's schedule our first game. We'll have it like a bowl game.
Yeah.
And, we'll give some things to the kids and do all that.
You mentioned that Bean kid last week, the quarterback at Clay. Well, he's over at Douglas now, quarterback.
I saw
Montavious Bean. So, they got some good talent.
I think Montavious might have wanted to stay here.
Well, Henry Clay's a totally different football team tonight, Coach.
They are.
They lead 21-0 here against Ryle, who lost to Covenant Catholic in their opener. So, Cov Cath, we know they're for real. Here's the walled punt. Good punt. Oh, what a hit.
Wow.
As Ryluski took it in. Zach took it in, and he was leveled as soon as he got the football.
Yeah, but I tell you what, he caught the ball, didn't he? He caught the ball and didn't let that thing roll all the way down the field. It was a nice job.
Coming up at halftime here on PrepSpin, Coach Mike Meehan and his UFOs. Got a special guest, Griffin Bricks. He's going to, former Henry Clay standout, is going to join us at halftime. Coach, how do you see the 6A this year? I mean, we're seeing Henry Clay look much better tonight. Simon Kenton is ranked in the Bluegrass Preps poll. Lafayette is ranked in the top 10. Scott County's up there with Trinity, St. X, and those guys. How do you see the 6A this year?
Well, I want to see what Lafayette and Scott County does. You said that yourself.
Keeper by Smith, and he won't go down. He finally does.
If we take a look at that game, at Scott County Lafayette game, that'll give us an idea of where those two teams stand, and they're kind of the benchmark of what goes on around here.
Pillier runs out the clock. It's halftime. We'll come back here with Henry Clay here at the Bluegrass Bowl at Lexington Catholic. First game, second game will be coming up between Lex Cath and Cov Cath, and right now it's 21-0 Blue Devils here. We'll come back with halftime and Coach Meehan and get UFOs and special guests here on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin. Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Welcome back to the Bluegrass Bowl here at Lexington Catholic High School. Beautiful night, gorgeous field, good crowd, real good crowd on the Ryle side, and always a good crowd over here on the Henry Clay side. Score is 21-0 Henry Clay here at halftime, and this is the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week here on PrepSpin.com. What we're going to do today is, like we always do at halftime, we're going to start off with what we call our UFOs. Now, again, just as an introduction, we started doing this quite a few years ago. All the years that I coached, I always appreciated those people that involved in your program who they do a really good job. They go above and beyond the call of duty, give a lot of effort, but don't get a lot of credit for what they do. Now, I have sitting next to me is Griffin Brixey, and Brixey he's familiar with what we do because even when he was playing in Henry Clay, he always come up here and talk to us after the game and stuff. We a couple times we gave player of the game. Gary Ball and I would get player of the game, and we'd be talking to some running back or quarterback or something, and Brixey would stand right behind him. And I know the reason he was doing that is if the guy said anything bad about him, he knew he was going to block for him the next week. He better not say a darn thing bad about him with him. So. We're gonna start with Henry Clay. Now, Sam was busy. Sam was busy with a game plan, so I never heard back from Sam. But that's all right. I talked to a good friend of mine, Marty Joyce, at halftime or before the game. I mean, Marty and I played at UK together. He was a much better player than I ever was, but Marty was a defensive lineman, and Marty's had a rough time. He had an accident, a fall. Was in a hospital about 3 weeks over Christmas, but Marty lost a wonderful amount of weight. He's really working on his health now, trying to get healthy. Now you know Marty,
yes sir,
because you probably played for Marty back when.
Yes sir, I played for Coach Joyce for 4 years, from 2011 to 2015. He was our offensive line coach, just like he's doing tonight. I learned a lot from him. I can attribute everything I did on the offensive and defensive side as well to Coach Joyce. He's made a big impact on me. There's a bunch of other guys that's played for him.
Did he ever tell you about tackling Earthquake Enyard?
He has not. That's a new one to me.
You asked about at UK that we played. Oh God, what team? It was from out west somewhere. I wish I could remember that. Nebraska. I don't remember. But they had this running back named Earthquake Enyard, who bragged about never losing a yard running the football, never. And Coach Joyce stoned him in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. So he's as far as I'm concerned, he's famous for that.
Okay.
So what we're going to do though is our UFO is not him, but it's his son, I guess, Michael.
Okay.
Michael Joyce. Michael's a freshman, and Michael was really shy, so he wouldn't talk to me. But I watched him before the game preparing. In fact, he's out there now running around the field playing football. Big number 87 out there, and that when Coach Joyce told me that he does a super job, he and a couple other boys as managers on the team. And let me tell you something, I know for sure, managers are so important. They do all that dirty work. They do the stuff that the players either are too tired to do or can't do or won't do.
And don't want to do.
Or don't want to do. But again, they're the ones you depend on to get that done. Plus, they earn letters and they get involved in the program. And I think Michael plays other sports too, so it's not like that. So he's really involved. So our UFO today for Henry Clay is manager Michael Joyce. And I'm sorry, Michael. Michael said, I don't want to do it. Don't talk about me. But Marty said do it, so I listened to Marty. So that's the way it is. Now we're going to look at Ryle. And Ryle's UFO, unheralded football overachiever, is Coach Rick Honecker. And they right away, Coach Eicher said, let's take Coach Honecker. He's a special teams coordinator and a defensive back coach. He does both. He's also a teacher at the middle school, at R.A. Jones Middle School. He's also the athletic director and something called a PBIS coordinator, which I haven't yet to figure out what a PBIS coordinator. Do you know what a PBIS coordinator is?
No, but he does it all.
He does it all. We just don't know.
Jack of all the trades.
So we're going to find out sooner or later. I'm going to find out what that means. Maybe somebody, if you're watching on PrepSpin and you're from Ryle High School, tweet me at Coach Meehan, MEIGHAN, and let me know what a PBIS coordinator is. He has a wonderful family. His wife, listen to this. He does all that, all right? He coaches, does all that. He's married and has 6 kids.
Why not 7?
So he's busy. He's very busy at home, too. So Coach Engler said that Coach Honecker's ability to balance everything that he is has on his plate and still give 110% to the Ryle football program goes up and beyond what anyone could ask. He's an outstanding coach, an outstanding teacher, an outstanding administrator, an outstanding parent, and a wonderful human being. Very valuable part of the Ryle football team. All these head coaches get a lot of, I'm talking to Brixie now, a lot of these head coaches get a lot of attention, but those assistant coaches do a whole lot, don't they?
Absolutely. Most of the time, your head coach is usually busy with game planning and preparing his assistant coaches. So most of our time as players, we're closer with our assistant coaches, and our assistant coaches mean everything to us. My defensive line coach, who's still here, Coach Barnett, that's like my right-hand guy. Anytime I needed anything, he was always there, whether it be football or in life outside of school. So assistant coaches in general, they're huge. And Coach Gay from Henry Clay, he's kind of like the coach from Ryle. He's the dean of students at school. He's the head track coach, assistant football coach, and all of those. He's great. He's excellent at his job, and he loves what he does. He loves being around his students, and he gives 110%, just like coaches do, just like Coach from Ryle and coaches across this Commonwealth do.
All right, now that you said that, you have those experiences, and guess what? Your little brother's got the same experiences.
Absolutely.
With those same people. Now, let's start with you first and then him. When did you start playing football? When did he start playing football? What's the kind of background for those two people?
I started playing football when I was 8 years old, just down the street up here at the Lexington Youth Football League, which kind of opened the door for my little brother since they saw me. My parents got to see me play, so I was doing okay. My little brother actually got to start a year earlier than I did, so he's been playing since he was 7, and now he's a junior. I'm now in college, but just coming back to his games and getting the feel of Friday nights again, because there's something, like, people say it all the time, but when you step out here under these Friday nights, whether you're a player, if you know what that feeling's like, it's something you never really lose.
Now, your little brother is an offensive lineman, number
Correct.
76.
78.
78.
Correct.
He's doing a good job. I was kind of keeping an eye on him out there. They've expanded their offense a little bit. They're running some screens and some draws and some different things like that. Now, is he enjoying this experience?
Loves it. He loves it. He loves being around his teammates every day. He loves going to work as well. I hate to say it, not to degrade myself, but he works harder than I did when I was in high school. Maybe it was seeing me and what I did when I played, but he's a hard worker. He and his teammates, they all go to practice, work hard. They come with the energy every day. And luckily tonight, it's showing in that first half. We were able to put some points on the board offensively. After
that game last week, he had to be a little depressed when he came home.
Yeah.
Came home to you and your parents and said, wow, that was rough.
And that was tough for me because I know what that's like to get when you get beat like that. You remember those losses that stick with you. So my main message to him was just keep your head up. We always got it. Luckily, it's the beginning of the season. We always got next week.
Yeah.
This game came and passed us. So let's look forward to Ryle. We got to get game planning starts on Sunday with practice. So we got to get ready. We got to get ready to go. Shake this off as bad as it stings, but you'll be okay. It's just one.
Yeah. Now you had a really decent career here at Henry Clay, and you went on to college, but you had a couple of injuries that kind of stopped your playing career. Correct?
Correct. My senior year of high school, actually, I did some damage to my labrum and my rotator cuff in my right shoulder. And when I went to college, I was fortunate enough to finish my senior season and sign with Kentucky Wesleyan College. But my freshman year in training camp, I had re-injured it worse than I did before. So I had a life after football that I was thinking about. And at that point, I didn't really want to do anything to where I couldn't play with my kids one day or just enjoy life after football anyway. So once that happened, I kind of hung up the cleats and moved back here to Lexington, and I currently go to school at EKU.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Very good.
I'm blessed enough to work in athletics down in the EKU athletics department, and there's a great staff down there, and I love it. I enjoy my time every day. So as bad as the injury was, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, you can say, because I got one door closed and another one open, fortunately. So
yeah.
I'm having a good time right now.
I think that God works that way with a lot of times. You're going in the direction you think you're supposed to go, but that ain't the direction you're supposed to go.
Absolutely.
And that's taken care of.
Absolutely.
Now, now you mentioned that. Now I do want to say this: we have a lot of parents that think about football, and they really don't want their kids to play football because of injuries such as that, like you had, and other injuries. But I've been a real proponent, so I'm not going to go and have my philosophy, but I've been a real proponent of football for what it does to the character of the kid. Now,
Absolutely.
What can you say about that?
Absolutely. I agree with that 100% because there's things in football and any team sport, but football especially, because I've always considered football to be the ultimate team sport. You got 11 guys on the field. If one guy messes up, that's the difference between a touchdown and a tackle for loss. So football is the things you go through with your teammates, the bonds you build with them, the relationships you build with your coaching staff. Like these guys, they'll be your friends for life. So there's not too many other organizations or stuff like that where you always have that common bond that you can always go back to years down the road.
Yep. And you know what's really neat? We were looking at these coaches, and everybody thinks these coaches are enemies because they compete all the time. But coaches are good friends.
Yeah.
You know, they compete on the field, but a lot of times when clinics and just in social life, you know, they're good friends. They know each other real well, and they support each other's programs because they both believe in what you said. You know, all the good things that football does. Well, we're getting ready here in just a couple minutes to start this second half, and I really appreciate you being here with us. We're going to go over some stats here in a second, and good job and good luck to you, and we'll watch your brother. Now, don't be too hard on him if he misses a block, because of course, you never missed a block in your life.
Never.
No, of course not.
I'm 100% all the
never
time.
Had
Coach.
a holding penalty? No.
Not at all.
No,
not at all.
not.
I'm always on, baby.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's
Coach,
good talking
appreciate
to you.
it.
All right. We'll get Gary Ball jump back in here, and William, you want to go to commercial, or we want to just stay with William? All right, William's going to go to commercial. We will be back here in the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week on PrepSpin.com.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
98.1 The Bull and Hardee's present Red, Wine, and Boom 2017.
Labor Day weekend, September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Whitaker Bank Ballpark.
Luke Bryan,
Blake Shelton,
Sam Hunt, Brett Eldridge,
Dustin Lynch,
Maren Morris,
Chris Jansen,
and more.
Single day and 3-day tickets on sale now.
Buy yours or get more info now at
redwhiteandboom.com.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthodontics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
Sitters are here. I'm ready. Okay, kids, behave.
Man to man?
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever.
All right, who's hungry?
Mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks, pay bills,
Okay, you're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more.
Hey.
So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for to get it on the onside kick. So good start there by Ryle.
Pretty good idea, Gary.
Yeah, it was a great idea, especially since it succeeded.
Right.
So,
but what are you going to do? You're behind 21-0. You haven't gotten anything going.
Yeah.
Henry Clay, see if they come out after a halftime rest and still have that same aggressiveness and that hitting.
Right.
Wow.
So Ryle with the onside kick, and they recover it. Coming out is Easton Pillier, the senior quarterback for the Raiders. Ryle coached by Mike Engler. Henry Clay, though, leading 21-0, but Ryle, good way to start the second half, the onside kick. Pillier out of that shotgun. Gives now to Chisholm, running hard. Chisholm cuts it back. Chisholm's got some room. Chisholm 40, and Chisholm lowers that shoulder, run out of bounds at the 31-yard line. That's a nice 15, 16-yard pickup, and that gets the Ryle sideline fired up over there, Coach.
Well, yeah, and Langston Jackson pushed him out of bounds, so he could have gone further. That was a good way to start. Now they're hustling up the line of scrimmage. They're not wasting any time.
And Abbott is split out to the far, and Whitecap blows the whistle.
Yeah, the right tackle moved too quickly. Number 63 jumped way before the ball snapped.
Before the second half, Coach, we were talking to Mark Weary. He has been the internet broadcaster for Cubcast Sports for a long time. Great guy. He's here tonight, of course, doing the next game between Lexington Catholic and Cubcast.
Happy about their new facility.
Yeah, I got the new press box, Mark was telling us. Give to Chisholm for Ryle. Chisholm cuts it back inside, 30, and he's down at about the 29-yard line. He got the penalty back and more, so it'll be second down at about 9. Raiders on the march here, Coach, and as you said, that was a good call on an onside kick because they were able to recover it.
Tyree Clark made that tackle. Again, that speed, boy, they just looked like he was going to go. He cut back and took off, but Tyree made the tackle.
Second down. Second down and 9 for the Raiders inside the 30. Pillier gives now to Chisholm. Chisholm breaks a tackle. Chisholm the 20, 15, 10. Chisholm being chased, and he's going to take it in the end zone. Touchdown. Jacob Chisholm.
Really nice cutback. You got to tackle that guy. We talked about him early in the game. He's just so powerful. You can't grab him. Henry Clay is trying to grab him to tackle him.
Coach, we said it's a 4-quarter game. Well, Ryle set out the second half with some momentum as they recovered that onside kick, and then that's fired up Jacob Chisholm in their sideline as he takes it 29 yards for the touchdown, and they've cut into this Henry Clay lead 21-6.
Yeah, Chisholm actually had 40 yards in the first half, but he had about 40 in those games right there.
Mason splits the uprights. 11:03 in the second half. In the third here on the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week. We'll be back here, Coach, on PrepSpin. Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin. Folks, this welcome back on PrepSpin. Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, and Ryle on a Chisholm 29-yard run. They've cut this lead 21-7, Coach Meehan.
Thank goodness, onside kick. That's what set it up.
Here's a short pooch kick this time, and taken by the up man Jackson. He's off to the races. He's got the kicker to beat. He's gone. 30, 20. Ramon Jackson, 5. Touchdown. That's an answer there for Ryle's TD by Ramon Jackson. He said, kick that ball short, will you?
Yeah, they outsmarted themselves again. You really don't want to get the ball to those guys. You don't want to get the ball to those speedsters. You had momentum going, and then it just reverses immediately with a tremendous kickoff return. He wasn't touched, Gary. I don't think there was anybody near him.
So Jackson, he took that in about the 40, Coach, 42 on the other. So what, about a 67, 68-yard kick return?
Yeah, it was just a sprint. It was just something like a track meet.
Well, he is listed as one of the fastest players in the state.
Here's another look at it, guys.
Let's take a look at that replay.
He just off and running.
Yeah, he just blasted through the line, through the defense and was gone. It was not even close.
Graham Wald's extra point is up, and it's perfect. So after Ryle onside kick, Chisholm's 29-yard run, they kick it short, and Jackson makes them pay as he takes it 65-plus yards for the kick return for the Henry Clay Blue Devils, and they lead it now 28-7 with 10:53. Coach, a little over a minute, we've had 2 touchdowns scored here in the third quarter.
Right, and just again, these teams are explosive. I think Ryle's at a disadvantage now, 28-7, because they like to power the football, and they're going to run out of time here pretty soon for their game plan. Henry Clay, on the other hand, they've finally found their personality, found what they can do best, and what they can do best is make sure you get the ball to those guys that are playmakers. If you take a look at that first half, Gary, the first half, the teams were, it was all Henry Clay, actually. Henry Clay in yardage, Henry Clay in passing yardage. The quarterback for Henry Clay, Van Horn, he's 6 for 52, 8
of 11.
Yeah, he's 8 of 11.
122.
For 122 yards and a touchdown. So
Chisholm, 12 carries, 83 yards in that 29-yard score for Ryle.
Yep.
That's updated from WL Stats. Kenny Bourne and the staff there. WL Stats, we appreciate all the help they can give us, Coach.
We love it.
On our broadcast with the stats. 10:53. Here's a short kick, and that's going to bounce, and Ryle's going to scoop it. Knee touch at the 27-yard line there by Ryle's Tom and Dillon.
Yeah, it was a nice job. Number 15 for Henry Clay, Isaiah Atkins. He had an opportunity to really come in there and hit him, but when the Ryle player put his knee down, the referee blew that whistle. He held up, was real good, showed good sportsmanship there.
Let's go back. That was Dylan Tom, and that Ryle puts their players, they put the last name first.
Yeah.
So
that confuses us up here.
It confuses us broadcast. We're not the smartest guys in the world.
Yeah,
that's a little confusing. 10:50 here in the third. 28-7. Henry Clay on top of Ryle. Ryle looked very good the last time they had the ball, and that Chisholm 29-yard scamper. Easton Pillier out of the shotgun again. Wide out deep. Pillier, long count. He's going to tuck it. Pillier's got some room. He's to the 30, 31, and slammed down there by Jackson and company. And also coming over was John Felty, the 6'4", 240-pounder there. Felty.
Yeah, Felty did a good job.
A senior. Actually 6'5", 240 they list him.
Yeah, he's playing in defensive line there like a defensive tackle, and he flowed right down the line of scrimmage to help make that tackle. They've been playing this three-man front the whole game, and he's, he's in a four technique there.
Brandon Soden way out. They give now Chisholm. Chisholm 35. Chisholm First down up to the 38-yard line. This kid picks up about 6. He's going to go well over 100 yards tonight. Chisholm had 83 prior to that nice run.
I bragged about Felty, and that time he turned his back and got drilled about 5 yards down the field, so I'm not going to talk about it.
Of course, Coach, you and William know that I started my broadcasting up in northern Kentucky. That's why I know so many of those broadcasters up there. Sad passing of the man who started me in this business, Dale McMillan. Was really the voice of northern Kentucky before anybody back in the – he called my ball games when I played at Boone County in the 70s. And Dale passed away, kidney problems, I believe it was. But I remember one thing, I told William this at halftime, one thing Dale always taught me in this business was you cannot fake enthusiasm.
No, you can't. You can't. And I think you do a really good job of that. And, I hope I do too because but it's true that we both you're involved in a lot of sports.
Yeah.
But we both really like football.
Right. Love it. And Dale loved football. He was a Dixie Heights grad. So sorry to hear. Just wanted to pass our condolences along to the family of Dale McMillan, who passed away a while back. It happened when I was in Michigan, so I wasn't able to attend the funeral, which was very sad on my part. But I'm pretty upset about it. Here's handoff Chisholm. Chisholm hit hard, rocked hard, but he's up close to the first down. How in the world, Coach, did he hold on to that football?
Well, he fell forward, too. That's the key.
Yeah.
When you get hit that hard and you go forward, that shows you're a good runner. He gets his shoulder pads down over his feet. He's low and he runs hard. He's got good quickness.
Back to Dale McMillan, Coach, if I will. I know there's folks watching up at Ryle. Dale hired me in 1984 to do the Kentucky Scoreboard Show, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that after this play, what I did up there on that radio show with Dale and Hardy. Here's a handoff, Chisholm 40. Chisholm 45, up to the 46-yard line. Hard running by Chisholm. Finally upended there, and coming up to get him was Maynard. Coach, at halftime, Dale and Hardy would come to me and say, let's go back to the studios of WHKK with Gary Ball. Dale, thank you very much. Back here, Bellevue leads Ludlow. So I was the original scoreboard show up there guy, and then Dale made me a play-by-play guy about a year or two after that.
Well, guys like him, they don't come around very often.
No.
Doing a little honor there. We have another Henry Clay player down with cramps.
Yep.
Leg cramps.
Third down, boy. This Chisholm kid, Coach. Let me give you some updates. 14 carries now, and Coach, he is over 100 yards.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job making that cutback. I've noticed that. He runs to the outside, and the Henry Clay linebackers are kind of over-pursuing, and he makes a cutback, and he's getting good yardage on that. But Henry Clay is so fast that they come back and make the tackle 3 or 4, 5, 6 yards down the field.
So Chisholm, the workhorse, 14 carries tonight for Ryle. We got an injured player down for Henry Clay, 8:28 to go here in the third quarter. And the player's up, and that's Tyree Clark. Well, Clark had a big first half, Coach. Had an interception, had a 30-yard TD reception, and had a 4-yard TD run. He was very active in that first half.
Yeah, he really was. He's a really good athlete, but he's cramping up now, even on the sideline.
Third and short here. And, Coach, you know what? Ryle takes this thing down here and punches in another score. This is a new ball game.
It is. They need this desperately. They cannot afford to make a mistake here. They've got to get this first down.
Chisholm is behind Pillier. Easton, a 6-foot senior quarterback. Pillier gets to Chisholm. Chisholm, first down. Drives his way up to near midfield.
Just powered it over there. Powered over guard.
Coming up to get him was one of the big down linemen for Clay. I believe that was Philip Thompson, Coach. Wasn't that 63 or is that 69 there?
I don't know. I think it was 63.
63. That's Philip Thompson. He's listed at 6'4", 300.
The big man.
First down on the run behind Chisholm. Give to Chisholm again. Chisholm hit, holding on to the ball. Good attempt there by Henry Clay, and that was coming up there. Nate Steiner, the junior. Steiner nearly ripped that ball out of there, Coach.
They've got they're running that little sweep. A little sweep play to Chisholm, and that wingback, that slot, I guess you could say, off the tackles. He's like 1-1 off the tackles rear. Let's look at him and see if he's out here again. He's having fits trying to block that edge player. There he is.
Second down and 9 at midfield.
Number 20, I think it is here. He's got a seal.
Fake to Chisholm. Roll out by Pillier. Pilliard's going to tag. There's a flag. Pilliard still running 40. Pilliard down to the 35. But, folks, I believe this one's coming back. That would have been a 15-yard pickup, but we saw a block. Whitecap right there. Player down, shaking up a little bit. So they got to attend to the lineman there.
Let's watch that play again here.
Let's take a look at that, Coach, on the replay over there. So holding against Ryle instead of first down at the 35. This will take them back to about their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, one of the guards, I think it was, it pulled back, grabbed a hold of the jersey. And right in front of the white hat, right in front of the referee, just can't do that.
Takes them back to the 37. Would have had it down to 35 of Clay. That's a big difference.
Yep. As
far as field position, he's 7:04 here in the third. It's Henry Clay, 28. Ryle 7. Gary Ball with Coach Mike Meehan and William Warfield, the king of stream. We got the whole crew here tonight, and Jack Haynes up top on the camera. So how about that?
Yeah, we got Jack up on the roof.
Jack's a freshman at UK now, majoring in communications.
Yeah, he can do it.
Oh, I tell you, he can do it. Young man's got game. We saw that in basketball when he filled in for me a couple times, didn't we, William?
Yes, sir.
Young man does a good job. Lexington Catholic graduate.
He's one of those kids that come along, once every 10 years.
Right.
He's definitely a rare.
We all got to start somewhere, right, William?
That's right.
Dale McMillan gave me my big break in broadcasting back in the day. And also, WCPO Channel 9 in Cincinnati gave me a break with TV. They started doing my ball report back in the late 80s and early 90s, and I was able to take high school sports to a channel up there. And here in Lexington, of course, Chris Mossman, WKYT, Wayne Martin, Mike Canterac, they've all been big-time promoters on my show at WKYT. Pass downfield and underthrown, incomplete.
Yeah, now a lot of people would think that would be interference, but it really wasn't, because both players were reacting to the ball and their feet got tangled up, so that would not be interference.
And by the way, William, I think we had a winner, didn't we, on the trivia?
We do got a winner on the trivia. Yes, sir.
The correct answer, by the way, Mr. Jones, D. Jones, I think it is Dominic Hayden was the all-time leading scorer. 876 points total for that young man.
And I coached when he was there. I was coaching quarterbacks, and he is amazing. He was absolutely amazing. He had that kind of body that nobody could tackle him in 1A football.
3rd and 22 for the Raiders. Pilliard, roll out left. Pilliard sets, throws, and nice. Did he catch it? No, he dropped it. He had it down about the 48, then he dropped it. Was Leo Gatton, the tight end.
That's too bad, because that was a really nice throw. Rolling to his left, a right-handed quarterback, put a little zip on the ball, put it right in there. Henry Clay's got an opportunity now to break this thing wide open.
They lead it 28-7, 6:39 in the third. Ryle set to punt.
You better be careful who you're punting the ball to here. You don't want him to return this ball. You want to kick that ball toward the sideline.
So Mason Malik set to punt. High punt.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing
wrong with that. Bounces
punt.
at the 40. Takes a Ryle bounce back toward the 35-yard line.
That's good. That was smart.
We'll have about, Coach, 30 minutes in between games tonight? About 30 minutes, and then it'll be Lexcath, Covcath after that. Right now, it's all Henry Clay. They led 21-0 at half, and both teams have scored a TD here. First minute and a half of the third quarter, Coach, these two teams scored. It's 28-7 right now.
Yes, and over at Dunbar is their running clock over there. It's 36-0. They're in a running clock. So.
Coach, you might need to go back over there.
He's in the broadcast booth now. We need to keep him right here, Mr. Warfield.
Coach Mullen, he's bit off more than he can chew right now. He needs to get that team together.
Van Horn to Atkins, Isaiah, and he's up to about the 39. Pickup of 4.
It's a nice little play. They try to run that little a little cutback on it. It's either it might be a zone play. I need to look at the offensive line here, and these teams run these zone runs. Basically, what that is, Gary, is the offensive line reaches. They block the person to their outside, try to break through them, get on the linebacker, and then the running back can cut back if he wants to. It's entirely up to him.
Thanks to Griffin Brixey, joined us at halftime. Spencer McKinney, by the way, for Ryle, made another tackle on that last play. Handoff middle, very little gain.
Yeah, just power there. That wasn't.
Atkins with a pickup of about 2. To bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Blue Devils.
The Ryle football team now defensively, they're pounding up in there. They're going to try to stop that.
But you know what? That'll happen. That'll open up something for one of these speedsters for Henry Clay to get outside.
Yeah, I expected Henry Clay to come back with a fake and then throw the ball down the field.
Timeout on the field, 5:21 to go here in the broadcast. And Coach, we're going to step out on PrepSpin. We'll be back 28-7. Henry Clay on top of Ryle. Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you to the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
Back on PrepSpin.
Welcome back on PrepSpin as Van Horn rolled it out to the right. Looks like he's about a half a yard shy. Really the distance of that football shy of the first down, Coach. That's straight across from us up here in the press box.
Well, you know, with the 28-7 lead, they're on the almost at midfield, 45-yard line. A lot of teams are going to try to go for it here.
Yep.
If you don't go for it, if you don't make it, you're giving this other team, the Ryle team, good field position.
Michael McMullen is in out of the Wildcat. Motion. McMullen fakes, and McMullen hit, knocked backwards. I don't know. Depends on the mark. Second effort got it as he gets up to the 46.
He got a little help.
What a great, he was pushed by one of the linemen, wasn't he?
Yeah, he got a little bit of help from one of the linemen.
Big 50.
Yeah, big number 50 and number, let me get his number because it was cool. 66. Number 66 is in there too, right?
Yep.
Giving
66
him a little,
and 52 and
yeah,
50. All
yeah,
three
all
of
them.
Side bottom.
They all gave
Bates,
him a little push.
Side bottom and company.
By the way, that's not illegal. People think, oh, you're not allowed to do. You're allowed to push them. You're just not allowed to pull them because that's dangerous.
First down on that great effort there by Michael McMullen. See Van Horn again out of the shotgun as you see out there in that beautiful high def. Van Horn rolls to the left. Van Horn, ball comes out of there as he's hit and is going to be free on the, and Ryle's got the ball. 24 came up with it there for Ryle. 24, that's Selby. Justin Selby with the recovery. Or are they going to, well, they're going to rule, Coach. They're going to rule he was down?
No, it's got to be their ball. It's got to be Ryle's ball. There's a holding penalty, though, on Henry Clay. So that's declined. Holding penalty on Henry Clay, which means nothing here.
So Ryle takes over on the Selby.
Yeah, it's on Henry Clay.
Selby fumble recovery, 3:53. So we saw that in the first half when Ryle fumbled, Coach, and now we're seeing the big fumble here. Thanks to Bird Automotive here on the broadcast. Bird Automotive, Toyota and Lexington specialist. Bird Automotive proudly serving and putting customers first for 16 years in the Lexington area. That's Bird Automotive. Glad to have them on the network, Coach, as a proud sponsor. Bird Automotive, how about that? First down, 23. Pillier. He's got a receiver, throws it to Chisholm, incomplete in the back of the end zone.
Oh, he had him
overshot
beat,
him. He had him. He had Chisholm.
Oh, he had Chisholm had the defensive secondary for Henry Clay beat by a step. On that fumble, again, I've been very impressed with him, with Van Horn. But, boy, I tell you what, he has a lot of trouble when he's rolling away from his arm, when he's rolling to his left as a right-hander.
Talking about Pillier, quarterback for Ryle?
No. Quarterback for Henry Clay on that fumble.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I'm with you. Here's Pillier being chased. Jackson's got him. And
you're not going to outrun Jackson. Action Jackson. There's no way. See, now they're in a bind. They had really good field position. Now they've lost yardage. It's 3rd and about 13.
There was a bagger at Kroger's one time named Action Jackson. He was so quick with the baggie.
I need those guys.
He was good.
Now you got to bag your own half the time.
Yep.
A workout to the bottom. Give to Chisholm. Gets a block. Chisholm 20. Cuts it back 10-5. He's taking it to the house. That is a 26-yard TD run by Jacob Chisholm, Coach Meehan. That's his second TD tonight. The first one was a 29-yard TD as he was zigging and zagging.
They're back in the game, buddy. They're back in the game. His cutbacks are amazing. Henry Clay's got to really work on that. I'm sure when the defense comes to the sideline, defensive coach is going to sit down with him and say, hey, look, you're supposed to stay a half a man behind. When you pursue a half a man behind. That way, if there is a cutback, you're there to make the tackle.
Kick is extra. It is good. 28-14. 3:03 to go here. Ryle trying to fight back in this thing after Henry Clay led 21-0 at halftime. They've outscored the Blue Devils 14-7 here in the third period. 28-14. We'll be back. White Greer Maggard High School football game of the week on PrepSpin.
98.1 The Bull and Hardee's present Red, Wine, and Boom 2017.
Labor Day weekend, September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Whitaker Bank Ballpark.
Luke Bryan.
Blake Shelton.
Sam Hunt. Brett Eldridge.
Dustin Lynch.
Maren Morris.
Chris Jansen.
And more.
Single day and 3-day tickets on sale now.
Buy yours or get more info now at
redwhiteandboom.com.
I wanted to.
Big Mason set to kick off with Langston Jackson back deep, but he's not very deep, Coach. He's only about the 20. Now he backs up a little bit more. Short pooch kick near side. McMullen's got it. Good hands, 25. And he's going to be run out of bounds about the 28, 29-yard line. He thought they grabbed his face mask, but no flag. And so did Coach Simpson. But got to tell you what, Coach, coaching high school football like you've done for so many years, how tough was it for the Henry Clay coaching staff? You lose to Creek 36-0. You come to practice Monday. What do you tell your kids? Obviously, they lead 28-14 here. They've made some big improvement.
You have to figure out what you're doing wrong. You have to look at these films. The night of the game is tough. You can't sleep. You're beating your head against the wall trying to figure out what you did wrong. I'll tell you a little quick story about when we were at LCA when we get a chance.
Van Horn. Jackson. Van Horn fakes it, rolls back, hit,
boom,
and throws the ball up, and it's almost intercepted. But Ryle, that was not a good play there by Darren Van Horn.
No, he needs a word. He's down on the field too, I think.
Yeah, that was like a Garrow Premium type move there.
Going back real quickly to what you said, when I was at LCA, the first game we played, we had changed the offense to a spread passing offense. Coach Paul Raines was the head coach, and I was offense coordinator at the time. And we went to play Mason. What's that? Whatever that team.
Mason County?
No, not Mason. Mercer.
Mercer County.
When
the
year they won the state championship.
Yeah, mighty Titans.
I don't even want to tell you.
I got them on the network tomorrow night.
Well, I don't want to talk about that first year, but we got beat like 62-0, and we came back and all the assistant coaches, they were frustrated and they left, and I refused to leave. I wanted to stay with Paul. I wanted to just sit there with him because I knew how he felt because I'd been a head coach before, so had he. And I said to him, we need not to panic here, Paul.
Yep.
And he said, well, I'm going to take a shower here in the school, and I'm going to come back up, and you and I will sit here. And we sat till 3 a.m. discussing whether we should drop the offense and go back to something he knew well or stay with the thing that I kind of knew a little bit. And we decided to stay. we stayed for 4 years, and we had one state championship appearance, one state championship, and
I covered
a couple
covered your state championship.
Regionals. But you're right, it's tough. It's tough. But look the way they came back. Henry Clay came back. They had that discussion too, I suppose.
Well, injured is Van Horn. He's over in the sideline right in front of us, worked on by the trainer. And McMullen's going to give to Jackson. He's to the 35, Langston 36, pickup of about 7. Langston Jackson, 2:40 to go in the third. Lexington Henry Clay 28, Ryle 14, but Ryle's got some momentum here in the third quarter. They've outscored the Blue Devils 14-7 here in the second half.
And they're playing hard. I was looking at number 53, Keegan Points for Ryle. Just battling in there in the defensive line.
3rd and 4, movement by one of the linemen now to be 3rd and about 8. It's one of the right side, looked like the right guard might have moved.
Henry Clay's not happy about that because they came out in an unbalanced line. And Ryle did not adjust to the unbalanced line. But because of that penalty, I'm sure the coaches over there that saw it up top are saying, hey, that was an unbalanced line. Everybody, you need to move over. You need to adjust to that.
And with Van Horn injured, being worked on his shoulder, Bo Carroll, the 6'1 senior, number 12, is in there at quarterback coach.
Well, you know, you have a senior. He's got to have some leadership out there. It's time. You know, it's his time.
To shine.
It's time to shine.
Time to shine. Got some new high school interns I'm going to introduce on the show next week as well, Coach. The Scholastic Ball Report. Here's Carroll, back to pass, hit and sacked back at the 25-yard line.
There's my man, number 53 again. He's in there with 69 and a couple other players. This 53, Keegan Points.
Keegan Points.
10th grader, and he is hard-nosed.
So Points, and that will force a punt. Well, I tell you what, Coach, this is getting a little precarious for Henry Clay right now. Ryle punches one in here. We've got a one-score football game.
I know, and Henry Clay had this game under control.
They led 21-0 at halftime.
Right.
They still lead 28-14, but Ryle's going to get the ball back. Even if we get a good punt here by Graham Wald, it's going to be good position for this Ryle team. Wald waiting for the punt. Here's the punt. Short. And it's going to be rolling and hits a Henry Clay player. So it bounces.
Okay, there we go.
Minute to go.
That was good.
What I do is I just keep going, I just keep going because William always tells me we're still on. I saw something moving over there. It looked like some levels were going up, so that tells me we're still on the air, right?
I can't read that board. It looks like
it's a pretty impressive board, I got to admit.
Space station up here.
Well, a Clay player hit it at the midfield stripe, so Ryle's got it at midfield, Coach. A minute to go in the third. They trail 28-14, but we hate to talk about Big Momentum, but he is definitely Big Mo in the favor right now.
Speaking of Big Mo, we got Marty Jackson. They called him Big Mo. He's down there in his golf cart. Marty Joyce. He's down there in his golf cart, got his offensive line around him.
Pleading with him.
No, he's straightened something out.
He's clarifying.
He's writing on paper and
Pillier.
everything.
Fakes, Pillier, tucks, Pillier, and spun around at the 48. Henry Clay trying to strip the ball out of there. Pick up about a yard there for Easton Pillier. There was a battle in preseason between Pillier and Jake Smith. Smith, the junior, Pillier, the senior, and then senior won that quarterback battle, Coach. But, you know, you got to give your quarterbacks, you know that.
Yep.
You got to give your quarterbacks a shot in preseason.
You do.
So and wins that job.
And you got to give them your backups. You have to give them time in games, too.
Yep. Second down. Football in Henry Clay territory for Pillier. Pillier to Chisholm, left side. Chisholm being chased. Chisholm cuts it back and then slammed down at the 48, pick up about a yard to be 3rd and 7. And Coach to see hustling over there. It was Avery Benton again. How many times a night did you read? Did you have the defensive stats at halftime?
I believe they're here somewhere.
Who was the leading tackler?
Yeah, tackles for Henry Clay. Tyree Clark has 6.
That does it. We'll get to those stats. Into the third quarter, we head to the fourth, and the final 12 here at the Bluegrass Bowl at Lexington Catholic. Henry Clay 28, Ryle 14. Ryle has it third down at the Henry Clay 48-yard line. We return on the White Greer Maggard High School football game of the week.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Third down and 8. Gives now to Chisholm. Chisholm bouncing it outside. Chisholm breaking tackles, first down. Chisholm down to the 30. Boy, what a runner.
They have got to, Henry Clay has got to figure out a way to stop him from making that cut to the outside, because that's what's getting him. He's hitting up in the line of scrimmage. He's hitting over that 5-hole or 6-hole, and then he stopped. There's penetration, so he bounces outside, and there's nobody out there to tackle him.
But I tell you, he's
Van Horn's got his shoulder pads off, Gary. Excuse me for interrupting, but he's got his shoulder pads off and ice pack on his shoulder.
That was a 21-yard pickup, Coach. So Chisholm now has 20 carries, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns. There's the stats.
Little stoppage of the play here.
So Chisholm, 165 yards. He's going to go over 200 yards. We still got a quarter to play, Coach.
He could easily go over 200 yards.
You said they were going to pound the football tonight. You hit it right on the head. That's what Ryle's tried to just run, that power running football.
And Henry Clay's doing what they're supposed to be doing too. They're getting the ball to their stars and trying to get the ball out there.
8 for 12 is Van Horn. He's injured, and 2 for 6 for Pillier.
Yeah. Did we see Bo Carroll last week?
Yes, for a few plays. Mm-hmm. He's been in, of course, a few plays here. Well, look at Van Horn's got his shoulder pads and jersey off right now.
Right.
Handoff goes to Haworka. He might go. No, he's run out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him at. Peyton Haworka. Man, he nearly took that to the house.
They have found a weakness in Henry Clay. You notice these plays that are really working, they're hitting fast off the 4-hole, off the tackle's butt on the right side, and then bouncing outside. The edge player has got to hold that edge, and he's not doing it.
Haworka picked up 13, or actually picked up 22 yards, excuse me.
Look at how wide out this guy pulling that corner out.
So at the 1st and goal at the 5. Give now the first Chisholm, and down near the goal line, and Fisher right there. He's right at the goal line. Didn't quite get in. 11:34 to play. Ryle threatening here. You know, Ryle's showing a lot of stick-to-itiveness here. They were down 21-0 at half, 28-7. And now if they score here, they've got this down to a 1-score football game.
Showing a lot of toughness, Gary.
Chisholm hit and dropped in the backfield. Jackson. Raymond Jackson.
I think Jackson took a chance, did it on his own. It was brilliant. Just a brilliant play. Coming in there awful quick, boy.
So 3rd and goal at the 3. Jackson threw him for about a 2-yard loss. And that's not easy to do with a kid like Jacob Chisholm, Coach, because he's so solid to run so low to the ground.
Well, what happened was the quarterback, the offense for Ryle, they went on the same snap count probably 4 or 5 times in a row, and he just anticipated the snap. They need to change that snap and get that yardage back and get him to jump off sides.
Full house backfield now. Pillier inside, and there's another hit in the backfield. Jackson again.
Why are they running at him when they have, okay, where has their success been running the football?
To the right side.
And what should they do there the last 2 times?
To the left side.
Yes.
And Jackson stopped them both times.
Why are you going to run at Jackson?
I think this time you go over Gideon and Kripe, the right side.
I would do anything but run at Jackson. Jackson's hot right now.
Coach Engler's going to call a timeout. 10:17 to play. Ryle was threatening, and Chisholm almost got in on that, the first down play?
Right in the middle to the right side,
Great stop, and then back-to-back plays by Raymond Jackson, number 5, the strong safety. We get a vote here on the second game. Okay. Okay, we got to pick an MVP for both teams, Henry Clay and for Ryle.
Well, Ryle would be Chisholm, wouldn't you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, got to go with Chisholm. Henry Clay. How about Clark or Raymond Jackson? Could be co-MVPs. I don't know, Coach. I'm going to wait on that vote.
Yeah.
So, of course, you're watching live on PrepSpin High Definition. Gary Ball, Mike B, and William Warfield. 10-17 and 4th down and goal at the 8. Remember, they had 1st and goal at the 5. And then great defensive plays by Clay. Raymond Jackson back-to-back.
Yeah, I think you're right about Henry Clay. We have to wait for an MVP there. Anything could happen.
Motion by Chisholm. Pillier back to pass. Rolling right. Pillier looking back toward the middle. Throws it. Touchdown in the back of the end zone.
He missed it.
He dropped it.
Out of bounds. They said
he's out of bounds. So Henry Clay catches a break. Ryle.
We got a replay on that, William?
Yeah, Henry Clay, we're going to look at that again. He was in the back of the end zone. Officials right there saying he was out of bounds. So looked like he caught the ball. And describe that for us, Coach. You got the replay there.
He's rolling out. He's throwing it in the back of the end zone. And did he drop the ball?
Yeah, let's go back and steal it.
Yeah. We're doing high-tech stuff over here, people.
Of course, we're way up here in the press box. Looked like he caught it from here, but
what happened here now?
Henry Clay comes up with it.
Go ahead, Gary.
They're saying he dropped the ball, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like he dropped the ball when he fell out of the back of the end zone.
The kid for Henry Clay was out of bounds whenever the ball was caught by him.
Carroll gives to the right side and handoff to
That's pretty
Raymond
good.
Jackson.
Pretty darn good defensive stand there, Mr. Ball.
Sure was. They had a 1st and goal at the 5. Chisholm almost took it in on that first play, but that's a great stop. And then Raymond Jackson just carried that one for about 3 yards, 2 or 3. He made back-to-back super plays in the backfield.
I would say this is an important series for
Raymond
both
Jackson,
teams.
with those plays, he might get my MVP.
It's close, I'm telling you.
9:37 to go in this game. 28-14, Henry Clay. Ryle's made a great comeback here. Here's a handoff, Jackson, and Jackson over to the 21st down marker to the 22-yard line. First down.
Really important first down there. Get out of the shadow of the end zone like that. So Henry Clay's fighting now. They've got a lot of battle in them. Ryle's not giving up, though. They want to try to get this to one score if they can.
I'm liking this new video board here at Lex Catholic. Man, that thing's got the chains going now, moving the chains, first down. Wow. High tech here at Lexington Catholic. Right, doesn't play the live video like we do here on PrepSpin. Handoff, and that's up to about the 26. Langston Jackson again. So back-to-back carries for Langston, Coach, and
I think that's Ryle's football.
They say fumbled it out of there.
No. 24 pulled it out. I think it was 24 pulled it out of his hands. Now they're going to say he was down. No, they're giving it to Ryle. They're giving it to Ryle.
Whitecap says Ryle football, and Henry Clay is livid.
We need to look at that one again, William, too. Does he down?
Henry Clay thought he was, but
I saw it pull out of his hand, but I don't know if he was down or not.
Williams going to look at that again. Tell us on your replay there, Mr. Warfield. Knee never touched, so good call. Ryle football.
Good call by the official.
Thanks for the replay there by William.
Yeah, 24 reached. I believe it was 24 reached in
Knee
there and
never
yanked it out of his
touched
hand
on the replay.
Yep.
Knee never touched. So Ryle football.
Where's Jackson? Find Jackson. Go away from him.
Here's a handoff, Chisholm, and down inside. Chisholm, 2015. Chisholm to 10. Does he keep his balance? Touchdown.
What a run
by Jacob
That was
Chisholm.
the best run of the year. Man, what a run.
We got to look at that again. William Warfield, you might want to send that one to ESPN.
That was a heck of a run.
Look at that one again. Tell us about that one, William, as we get the replay going there. Third touchdown by Chisholm. Well over 200 yards now. Let's take a look at that one again. Here's the replay. Here's that. Cuts back. Cut back. Breaks a tackle there. My goodness. Extra point is up. It's good by Ryle.
He broke about 3-4 tackles.
So 8:51 to go, folks. You folks up there watching in Northern Kentucky, I know you're excited now because Ryle is right back in this. Lexington Henry Clay 28, Ryle 21 here. And Coach will return here on PrepSpin.
They did, and they're allowing that Ryle offense and that Ryle offensive line to dominate the line of scrimmage and power the ball down the field.
Here's the kick back on PrepSpin, and Malik Mason's kick goes out of the back, so it'll be a touchback for Ryle back to Henry Clay, 8:51. And, Coach, what has Ryle done here, erasing that 21-0 halftime lead?
Well, they've capitalized on some mistakes that Henry Clay made, fumbles and et cetera. But the biggest thing they're doing is they're dominating the line of scrimmage. When you get an opportunity, you can mention those offensive linemen for Ryle when they get back on offense.
Sure will.
They are establishing the line of scrimmage on Henry Clay's side of the ball.
Bo Carroll's been in a quarterback because Darren Van Horn, who's having a terrific game, injured his right shoulder. He's got the pads and the jersey off, so Carroll's going to go the distance, it looks like. 8:51 to play. Carroll to Atkins. Isaiah running hard but knocked down at the 22-yard line. Well, that Ryle sideline, the bench, and their fans over there fired up right now.
They're going crazy. And Bo Carroll does a really nice job of his fakes after he hands the ball off. I kind of like this young guy. I do. I like the way he handles the football. So maybe he'll come through here and be the hero here.
Coming up after this game, 30 minutes or so, it will be Covcath and Lexcath. We're going to see two of the best quarterbacks in the state. Allen for Lexcath and Mayer for Covcath. Handoff.
There it is,
Jackson
right there.
Looking for the block. Jackson 40. Jackson up near midfield, spun around, 45-yard line. Nice run there.
All right, now wait a minute.
By Jackson. Flag down.
If you cannot call a horse collar on this. Do not call horse collar. I would really be upset if they call horse collar penalty because he grabbed his jersey and slung him around. He didn't grab the back of his jersey and pull him down. Good. Very good, officials.
Well, Coach, you called that one. They picked that one up.
Yeah.
That's where officials get together and kind of talk about what you said.
Right. The official walked over, the referee, the white hat walked over, and White Hat walked over there and said, no, it's okay. He grabbed the jersey. I don't blame the back judge for making the call. I do not blame him because he was a little distance away, and what he saw was that backwards fall.
So, Bo Carroll out of that gun, first down 42.
Bam!
Here's a big-time hit by Ryle's defense. Woo! Making that play again, Coach. Who else? Spencer McKinney.
And our boy, let's see. Yeah, 53 points. Keegan Points was in there.
Second down, 7:25 to play. What a football game it's turned out to be. 28 Henry Clay, 21 Ryle.
And it's not over yet, my friend.
A lot of time left in this one.
Henry Clay's got some pressure on him here now. They've got to do something.
Bluegrass Bowl at Lexington Catholic. First game. Second game coming up. Here's Bo Carroll throwing it right side, but was he out of bounds? Official right there saying he caught it out of bounds. Incomplete. Official right there.
I'm still looking for the play. I just want to see the tight end down the middle. Because Gary Ball always says the tight end
is always open.
Thank you, sir.
Just like you made a great call on that horse collar. I'm always pleading about the tight end being always open, and I'm looking for C.J. Conrad to have a big year this year for the Wildcats, a big tight end.
Yeah.
Throw him the ball. Feed the big fella.
Feed him.
3rd down and 10 here for the Blue Devils. 7:01 to play. They lead by a touchdown. The Ryles had a terrific second half. They've outscored the Blue Devils 21-7. Handoff inside. Jackson dancing. Hit and dropped at the 40-yard. And ball comes out of the Ryle. Said their sideline saying, he was down at the Ryle sideline.
They went crazy.
Thought they were going to come up with another fumble recovery.
So what do you do here, my friend?
You got 4th down at the 40.
Yeah, 40's a questionable yard.
You
whether
know,
you punt or don't punt.
30,
you don't punt.
That reverse, that double reverse that Tyree Clark has worked a number of times tonight.
Yep.
Do you come back with that? Do you pull that out of the bag again?
You could. You just got to stop that penetration if you do.
Isaiah Atkins with Bo Carroll, senior, in there for Van Horn, injured his shoulder.
See, they're in a cover 4. They have 4 across the field looking for the pass down the field.
Carroll looking, throwing it down the left side. There's a Ryle player there. He intercepts it. Picked up.
Why? Why intercept the ball? It's 4th down, Mr. Ryle player. Am I right?
Yeah, he's upset with himself but you know, he cost him about 25 yards, but when you look at his stats, he has an interception.
We're not worried about his stats. We want him to knock that ball out of bounds so they get the ball back here on about the 40-yard line.
Ryle would have had it up at the 40 instead, the pick there.
I just don't understand. I really don't want to throw down the sideline against this team. Against that cover 4, I want to split those defensive backs.
Elijah Cusick was injured, and I think that was a young man in there for him to pick that off. So, 1st down.
I bet.
Pillier. Handoff Chisholm. Chisholm up to about the 14, pick up of a yard or so for Jacob Chisholm. He's well over 200 yards. And, Coach, 3 scores tonight for Chisholm.
I know.
Not sure what he did against Covington Catholic last week because they lost pretty handily, but I'll tell you what, he has been the superstar tonight for Ryle offensively.
There was an old movie called The Chisholm Trail.
Uh-huh.
And I believe that's what he's done. He's formed his own Chisholm Trail tonight.
Was that – man, you're going back there,
That was
Coach.
John Wayne, buddy.
I was going to say, was that a John Wayne movie?
I believe it was.
Well, thank you, Cowboy. Here's Chisholm.
There you go.
He is going to be tackled.
Is
Good
that
open
Jackson?
field tackle. That was Tyree Clark. Clark making a nice play.
It's a nice job. He, see what he did that time. He didn't try to grab both shoulders and get powered over.
Yeah.
He went for the legs and locked onto that leg and held on.
3rd down and 9. I sounded more like Elvis than I did John Wayne, didn't I?
You probably did. Good crowd here. Really good crowd.
Excellent crowd, and it's going to be even bigger for Covcath and LexCath. That'll kick off about 30 minutes. We'll have that live here on PrepSpin as well for all you fans up there in Northern Kentucky and here in Lexington. 3rd down and 9. Rolling is Pillier. Pillier, time, sets, throws deep. Receiver down there, makes the grab. He's into Henry Clay territory.
They're taking chances. Henry Clay's taking chances and bringing those secondary people up to make tackles. They know it, too. Look at him. He's looking. Jackson looked at the sideline and said, all right, okay, we got to settle down. We can't do that anymore. We got to play our position.
Coach, that was Matthew Jarman, 14 with that catch.
Nice job. They didn't throw it very often, but, boy, they got away with one there.
What a great catch and throw by Pillier and Jarman. 4:34 to play. Ryle inside to Chisholm.
There he goes again.
Chisholm down to the 41, pickup of about 4.
Yeah, here's
a situation. If Ryle would happen to punch one in here, Coach, do you go? You're on the road. Do you go for 2 and the win, or do you just kick and take your chances?
It depends on the time. That's a coaching decision.
Yep.
They may go for 2. Number 11 got in on that play. Did a nice job for Henry Clay.
You know who that is.
Benton.
That's Benton. Avery Benton's been on a lot of plays tonight for the defense of Henry Clay. Under 4 minutes, 3:58 to play. 28-21. Ryle on the march. 42 of Clay. 2nd down and 7.
Okay, Henry Clay dropped back in their zone, their cover 3 zone. Linebackers are about 2 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Here's the quarterback.
Bam!
Keeping hit, and he's drugged down by Tyree Clark. Got him again. Tyree Clark has made a couple of big plays in this series.
Big plays.
It'll be a loss of about 2, 3rd down and 8, 3 minutes 27 to play. Henry Clay 28, Ryle 21. Ryle has the ball, 3rd down at the Blue Devils 43-yard line.
The Blue Devils have learned from their mistake. And I noticed here in this last play, those corners and safety, they're backed off now. They're playing off those receivers. They're walking up close, look like they're going to play. Now they're in a cover 2. They're in a cover 2. They're not going to let them throw the middle of the field at all.
Pillier looking right, now left, throws down the middle. It's caught down to the 31-yard line. It's complete.
That surprises me that even worked. I think the linebackers were up too close. They couldn't drop back in those zones and get in the eyes of the quarterback and away from the receiver.
Jarman's made 2 big catches, number 14 for Ryle on this. He made that long one down the middle.
And that was a great pass too. I mean, it was a strike. Henry Clay is calculating. They're being smart now. They're not going to let him have the easy one. They're going to make him work for it with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Ryle. Chisholm to the left of Pillier. Fakes, Pillier tucks it. Pillier cutting it back 30, 25. He's at the 20, finally tackled. Boy, it was the fake to Chisholm. I think half the defensive line was on top of him.
People watching this game, I don't know if you've heard of the football term that a team has a spy. Henry Clay had a spy that time, I'm pretty sure. Now, like always, I don't see like replays, so I can't be positive. But that spy was on Chisholm. And because he was on Chisholm, he followed Chisholm away. The ball was faked, and the quarterback ran it around the left side. So let's see if they're spying on Chisholm again here. No, they're not. They're in a regular defense.
Smith gives now to Chisholm, and he dives down to about the 10. That was Jake Smith in a quarterback in there now.
If it was a pro game, we'd be in 2-minute warning now. But we're not. We're in a one heck of a tight football game.
Minute 48 to play in regulation, 28-21, but Ryle threatening. 2nd down, 3 to go, ball on the 10-yard line here in the 4th quarter. Smith pulls it out of there, but he is stuck in the backfield. Nice play. That was Henry Clay's 13 coach.
Charlie Davis. Charlie Davis came in, 5'11", 165
backup
pounds,
player,
senior.
Not even listed on the.
But he's a senior, and he's making a big play for his Blue Devils.
Timeout on the field, 1:26 to go here on PrepSpin, thanks to Mingy Beef Jerky. Mingy Beef Jerky, proud sponsor of football here on PrepSpin. Of course, Lexington Catholic Covcat, that'll be what, Coach, 30, 35 minutes after the conclusion of this one?
Right, after this one. And we're at about 8:38, be about 9:30 maybe. That'll be a good game. Those teams, boy, they battle.
Yep. Really good crowd in here. As Ryle brought a good contingent. Covington Catholic going to have a good contingent in here for the Lex Cath game. All that game. Yeah, look at those. I see those folks down there rocking and rolling.
They're fired up.
That's the Henry Clay group, right?
Yes, yeah.
Henry Clay group down there, big contingent. Minute 26 here. Crowd continues to roll in here to the Bluegrass Bowl. I'm sure a lot of folks have been watching live on PrepSpin, Coach. 28-21. Do you go to Chisholm here? Or?
Everybody's on their feet on the other side. Well, heck yeah. I mean, you got to get the ball to them one way or another.
Handoff right side. Breaking tackles. Close down to the 1st down. That was England.
That's a big fullback.
Big Kyle England, the fullback. You're exactly right, Coach.
Yeah, they did a nice job of setting that play up. Henry Clay reacted to Chisholm and the quarterback because the quarterback had been running the keep, and Chisholm had been pounding.
England, yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice job. Really nice play call.
Looks like Pillier.
Boy, the pressure's on.
Pillier has come back in at quarterback for Smith. Minute 19 in this one. 28-21, 1st down. Here's Chisholm trying to bounce it outside. Chisholm going to the corner. Touchdown. His 4th tonight. 28-27. They're an extra point away from tying it.
Yeah, they'll tie it. I honestly believe they feel like they've got the momentum here, and unless they run a fake extra point, they're going to go ahead and kick it. Really impressive with this football team.
Or do you go for 2, Coach? No, they've got their kicker in there.
If they're going to go for 2, it's going to be on a fake.
So
this is big, though. Either way, it's big, Gary.
So Malik Mason, here's the kick up, and it is good. We're tied, folks. Ryle has come back all the way from 21-0 at halftime, and they've tied this game up with 1:14 to go in regulation, 28-all behind the strong legs of number 21, Chisholm.
Chisholm's tough. Chisholm's tough.
Coach, he's approaching 260 yards and 4 touchdowns. He might have Sean Alexander-type numbers tonight if he gets up to 300 yards and 5 scores, because remember, we might be looking at overtime.
It could go on.
Coach, you got that. Look at that replay there. William, tell us about it.
He just bounced to the outside again, didn't he? I want to see, can you run that again? I want to see that where the edge player for Henry Clay is. He's coming across. He gets caught inside. See, Henry Clay set that up with a mistake again. One of the things they're doing is Henry Clay's defensive end, let's call him, or he's a player that plays the edge. His job is to turn the play to the inside. That's his job.
Yes.
And what happens is he's taking that one step inside, and the offensive tight end or tackle in some cases for Ryle is taking a step out and pinning him into the inside. And then Chisholm just does his little bounce outside. Here we go.
Here's the kick. Mason Malik. And
good. They're going to get him
at the 20, up to the 30. Here's the speed. 40. He's up the midfield. 40-yard line all the way down to the 35-yard line. Jackson.
Don't kick to him. Oh, man. Unbelievable. Really good job return.
That was Tyreek Clark. We thought it was Jackson, but that was Clark.
He's just as fast, it looks like. Got that sideline.
Minute 6.
How's Henry Clay set up with a field goal kicker? Do we know?
Well, he's pretty good, actually. He's got a good leg, man. We saw that against Creek. Wald was one of the bright stars last week for them, remember?
Yeah, he was a kicking in the end zone, wasn't it?
So 35-yard line, you would think they would need to get at least 15. They got a minute 6 to get in field goal range.
Yeah,
Handoff up the gut. And maybe a couple of yards. Don't understand that call, really, because that was Atkins, the ball carrier. Comes Clark back in the game after that long.
Unless it's a setup play. You know, a lot of fans complain when they say, what did he run up the middle? And then they come back with a little counter or a little reverse off of that play.
Henry Clay's got to have a kicker. They got a great men's soccer team over there.
Yeah. They got 2 timeouts left here, too, so. Carroll, of course, the injury to Darren Van Horn has been huge in this game, Coach.
Yes, it has.
Carroll, screen over the middle to Jackson. He's got some blockers, 30, 25.
Nice
what an
tackle.
open field tackle by Ryle to save it.
Oh, man,
if
number 5.
That's Green, Dylan Green. If Green doesn't make that play, Jackson's probably scoring a touchdown on that.
Good job by the junior coming in and make that play.
So, roughing the passer is going to give Henry Clay a ton of more yardage here, Coach Meehan.
This is set up the field goal
They
kicker.
will be in field goal range. This will be a chip shot, really, for this kid, Graham Wald.
Did you see roughing the passer?
I was looking downfield. I was looking for the screen.
Maybe we can get that real quick.
That marks it at the 13.
Yeah, we can. Timeout.
So now, it would only be from right here, it would only be a 29-yard field goal attempt.
We're going to look on the replay for the roughing.
Tell us what you think, Coach, on the replay.
Give me just a second, guys, and I'll pull
it up. So,
all right, here you go, Coach.
Describe it for us, Coach.
He's dropping back in the screen pass. Throw goes out of our screen.
Yeah, well, let's look at another angle. Maybe I can give you another angle, possibly. Let's look here.
Yeah.
We'll bring it back over here to this one.
21-0 at half, and Ryle has fought back to tie it.
Let's look at this
on
more
the left
wider
side,
angle.
right side. Right side. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was close. I don't know if that's a good call or not. Unless he slammed him down afterwards, it could have maybe pushed him.
I don't even think it was like a second or two after he released the ball. You know.
Got to watch Noah Gann over here, 6'3", big target. He's a slot man, Coach. He's the slot for Bo Carroll. Carroll fumbles the ball, and Ryle has recovered.
Wow.
Ryle has the ball. Fumble by Carroll.
Big mistake. You know, what you said earlier, Gary, the quarterback getting hurt made a big difference in the game so far. That happens.
So Ryle will have it at the 17. They've got one timeout in 18 seconds. And Coach Meehan, I think they'll probably run a play or two, but then they'll probably take a knee and take their chances in overtime.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything tricky here. They're going to take a knee and go to overtime. They've got the momentum.
Here's the fumble that just happened.
It was
just an exchange handoff. I don't think he ever really had the ball, did he?
I don't either.
Off the fingertips.
Right off the fingertips. The quarterback never really had the ball.
So Pillier.
What are they going to do? Try one run with Chisholm?
Or with the big fullback.
Well, they're not going to throw the ball. They got an umbrella defense back here about 30 yards.
Chisholm up the middle. Chisholm. They're in the prevent defense. He takes up to 27-yard line.
Timeout.
Pickup of 12. I'll tell you what, we got to get the at the end of this regulation, we got to get the stats because Chisholm has had an unbelievable night. Our stat monitor went down early in the fourth quarter. 28 all here, and Ryle's going to send this thing to overtime as they let the clock run out. That's it of regulation, folks. What a high school football game, Coach. When it was 21-0 at halftime, would you ever have thunk this?
I just thought what you said, that it wasn't over, but Ryle wasn't going to change their game plan, Gary. They were just going to try to play good defense and pound the football, and that's what they've done.
Greer Maggard football game of the week. We'll come back with the overtime here. 28 all at the end of regulation. Like said Henry Clay, Ryle, you Cub Catholics, Cath fans, you're going to have to wait a little while, but stay tuned here for a great high school football game here on PrepSpin in high definition. The Greer Maggard game of the week.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
98.1 The Bull and Hardee's present Red, Wine, and Boom 2017.
Labor Day weekend, September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Whitaker Bank Ballpark.
Luke Bryan.
Blake Shelton.
Sam Hunt. Brett Eldridge.
Dustin Lynch.
Maren Morris.
Chris Jansen.
And more.
Single day and 3-day tickets on sale now.
Buy yours or get more info now at
redwhiteandboom.com.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthodontics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Yard line, they give each team an opportunity to score from the 10. If it's tie at the end of that, they go to a second overtime, and then a third overtime, and then it's time they have to go for 2 after that.
Yeah, they can't kick the extra point.
Right, they can't kick the extra point. So a lot of these games, it's really tough on high school kids to go for play hard for 4 quarters and then get down and dirty in there. And it's to the advantage of, guess what? The power team.
Yes, sir.
When you get down there.
So who does that favor?
That's our boys at Ryle right now.
Kid named Chisholm.
Now, they do go to the middle of the field and they have another coin toss. And the winner of the coin toss gets to choose whether they want to go offense or defense. Now, think about this, people. It's to your advantage to go on defense first. Think about it. It's your advantage to go on defense first. That way, you can predict what you need to do to win the football game. If the other team kicks a field goal, then you can score a touchdown. If they score a touchdown and kick an extra point, you could do the same. So here we go. They're going to play in the far end zone where the scoreboard is. Henry Clay's going to have the ball first. They're going to be on the 10-yard line. Yeah, we're going to do that. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
as soon as he comes back over here. I don't know what he is. All right, so Henry Clay is going to get the ball first on the 10-yard line and give the ball to first on the 10-yard line. And we got a little confusion up here. Hold on. We're supposed to vote for MVP right now and for Henry Clay. It could be anybody from me if I'm concerned. Clark, I agree. All right, very good.
Jackson or Clark, right?
Yeah, Jackson or Clark, and probably Clark.
So, Ryle won the toss, but gave the ball to Clay, right?
Right. They chose
the overtime. Snap. Here's a handoff left side, and Ryle on top of that one, and that's Clark with the handoff. He gets no gain.
Yeah, what you don't want is a fumble here. You do not want to give the other team the opportunity to win the game on any play. A touchdown or a field goal.
That was Michael McMullen, by the way, the quarterback out of the Wildcat there, to give that to Clark. So of course, Van Horn played well, injured his shoulder.
Played real well.
And then Carroll's, and now you got, looks like, yes, McMullen's back in at Wildcat. McMullen rolling to the right, looks to throw, and it's going to be incomplete. Trying to go to big receiver Gann. 6'3" target, threw it at his feet in the end zone.
Right, that was not a very good pass. I think you have a running back here, a guy that's not used to doing that, throwing that football. So they're in a tough situation here. They've got to get something.
By the way, Coach, you want to know the numbers? I checked with Kenny Bourne for Chisholm.
Yep.
30 carries, 250 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Jeez. He might end up with 10 more yards here.
Yeah. So 3rd and 10 for Henry Clay.
It's a bad situation to be in. You want to get some yardage on those 1st and 2nd down.
Isaiah Atkins back there with McMullen motion. McMullen now. The double. That's that reverse I was talking about. And
nice.
But they're there. Ryle's there to try to run it down to the 4.
Some nice job of running the football, though.
Yeah, that was Clark, Tyree Clark. I mentioned that double reverse earlier, how it had worked tonight.
Yeah. It's a little tougher down here, though, because it's squeezed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they're going to bring in the place kicker and kick a field goal, or at least get some points out of this, Coach, or try to get some points out of this.
Right. That's smart. That's all you can do.
Graham Wald.
Yeah,
they'll place it down at the near hash mark. There's 12, so it'll be a 22-yard field goal by Graham Wald.
Timeout.
And timeout. And, Coach, you know, another thing you get here, Van Horn is your holder, but with his injury, you've got a backup young man, Ashton Foos, 14 will hold.
Do you know why there was a timeout?
Why?
12 men on the field. Ryle had 12 men on the field, William. If they wouldn't have called the timeout, they'd have been penalized on that, too. They had 12 men out
half
on
the
the
distance.
field.
We're taking it to the 3.
Do you have somebody just over there counting men on the field, on the sideline?
Yes, you do. You actually do, and especially in these situations. There's a guy up top probably counting, and he calls down on the field and says, hey, we got 12 men. Call timeout.
Sam Simpson, the head coach of Henry Clay, in his 24th season.
He's been there, and he's had a couple assistants have been with him the whole time.
Wasn't he at Woodford County prior to?
He was at Marion.
Marion? Was he?
I don't know if he was at Woodford.
Of course, he played on that Scott County State Championship team back in the 70s.
Right.
And then played at UK. So Foos will hold. Wald will kick. 22-yard attempt. They will try to, here in overtime, they will try to give Henry Clay a 31-28 lead. Ryle will get the ball. Kick is up, and it's blocked by Ryle.
Yeah, it's a dead ball when it's blocked. Now all Ryle has to do is kick the field goal. All right. Now let's have a little lesson here of football, all right? Okay, now Ryle's going to get the football on the 10-yard line. When should they attempt the field goal attempt?
Well, after just blocking Henry Clay's.
It's okay to go for it.
Yeah, maybe on the 3rd down.
Yeah, always on 3rd down, never on 4th down. Do it on 3rd down. And the reason is if you get a bad snap or the holder drops the ball,
you get another chance.
You get another chance. You get a 4th down. So you wait till you try it on that 3rd down. Now, they may, if they feel like they have a really good kicker, they may try it on 2nd down just to get it in, get on the bus and get out of here. But when you got Chisholm in the backfield, is there any doubt who you're going to give the ball to?
Well,
here?
you know, England's in there too. He's a pretty strong runner. Big fullback. Pillier in overtime. He sends Chisholm in motion, gives to England. England cuts it back. He's at the 5. England, touchdown. Ryle wins it in overtime on a 10-yard scamper by Kyle England. And, Coach, Chisholm was just a decoy.
He was. When they motioned him out, they should have known that England was going to get the football, and they did know. They just couldn't tackle the guy. We have a heck of a celebration going on out there. Gary Ball, this was a great football. I feel bad for Henry Clay. I think their quarterback getting hurt. I think you called that. I think that made a big difference in the game. The fumble down here when they could have kicked a field goal.
And the Henry Clay coaches were upset about something. I'm not sure if they thought there was a motion or a hold or something, but the Henry Clay coaching staff was livid about something there. So Ryle, folks, you saw it right here exclusively in high definition. They came back from 21-0 Henry Clay at halftime, and they score 34 points in the second half. In overtime, they knock off Henry Clay.
We're going to look at this play,
34-28. Yeah, look at that play, see if you see anything illegal.
Let me bring it back a little bit more.
Henry Clay was acting like they saw some motion or something because their coaches were all over the officials. But I didn't see anything. I just saw a great run by the big fullback Kyle England, the 200-pound sophomore for Ryle, as they win it in overtime. Great effort by both football teams. This was a terrific high school football game. Coach Meehan and William Moorfield are looking at the replay there in the overtime. And Coach,
I saw nothing but great blocking.
That's what I saw.
Another angle.
I saw really good blocking.
Another angle there, Coach. So they win it. Ryle wins it in overtime, 34-28. Great effort by the Ryle Raiders. They were down 21-0 at halftime. Henry Clay really played well, particularly in the first half. Tyree Clark, the Jacksons, Van Horn, they were all magnificent. But Ryle wins it in overtime. And, Coach, you and I have done a number of great games with William Moorfield. This ranks right up there with him for me. I hate the way Henry Clay lost the game because they played so well. And then Van Horn goes down with a shoulder injury. Obviously, that's a different offense at that point as far as passing the football is concerned. But hats off to Ryle, Chisholm and company. Chisholm put his whole heart out there on the field tonight. The young man had 4 touchdowns rushing and nearly 260 yards.
And that offensive line for Ryle just did one heck of a job, Gary. That last play, they pulled the guard around to block the edge player, let a guy down the field, just good blocking.
Got Gayton, the tight end, Principita, you mentioned him a couple times, Chad Birch, Kevin Weber, Joe Kripe, Jacob Gideon, the O-line for Ryle, getting the job done tonight, and Kyle England, the up-and-coming superstar, with the touchdown run in overtime that pulls it out.
How many of those Ryle players are underclassmen, Gary?
Chisholm's a senior and Pillar's a senior, and the offensive line starts 3 seniors, so a lot of seniors, but particularly for the offense. But Henry Clay tonight, big improvement by the Blue Devils from that 36-0 or 48-0 shellacking by Creek last week to leading here at halftime 21-0 and losing in overtime 34-28. What a high school football game, Coach.
It really was, and you are absolutely correct in Henry Clay's improvement. It's just a vast improvement. And bad things happen like that sometimes. You have to get over that. That's all.
So Jacob Chisholm is your MVP from Ryle. We all voted for him, and Raymond Jackson gets the vote for Henry Clay as the MVP of the game here at the Bluegrass Bowl, Lexington Catholic. Coming up, it should be another good one. We got 2 of the best quarterbacks in the state, A.J. Mayer for Covington Catholic and Bo Allen for Lexington Catholic, already been offered by UK as a sophomore, and A.J. Mayer already been committed to Miami of Ohio for Covington Catholic Colonels football team. Lex Cath, GovCath. So your MVP is Chisholm. He's going to be the star of the game as overtime thriller. 34-28, Coach.
And Chisholm ended up with how many yards?
Well, we got it. We just got that handed to us. 268 yards, 4 touchdowns for Jacob Chisholm. So congrats to him. A great effort tonight. Tyree Clark. Well, that's why I voted for Mr. Clark, Coach. He had 11 tackles in this game.
It was unbelievable. He was everywhere. And Jackson was too. Now, Jackson did a heck of a job.
So the final numbers from this game, 34-28. You said Chisholm, 268 yards.
268 yards.
375 yards rushing for Ryle, 119 for Henry Clay. Looking at turnovers, 3 fumbles by Henry Clay, but the unfortunate thing for them, Coach, all 3 of them they lost.
Right.
Whereas Ryle fumbled 3 times, but then only lost 1 of them.
Well, the fumbled snap right at the end of regulation.
The way they could have kicked the chip field goal, won the game.
They could have, right. That's
Henry
one
Clay
of those
could've.
things, man. That just happens. It's awful, but it happens.
So those are your final numbers, 34-28. Want to take a break, William? Come back and wrap it.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it up now because I got to get ready for the next
Yeah,
game.
we got coming up, we got Lex Cath and Cov Cath coming up. But a big game by Chisholm, 250 yards, 4 touchdowns for the senior running back. A big game by Darren Van Horn, 8 of 12, but he got injured, 122 yards. So those are the numbers for the game for Coach Mike Meehan, for William Warfield. Thanks for joining us on PrepSpin, 34-28. What a thriller here at the Bluegrass Bowl. Ryle comes back and defeats Henry Clay. Lex Cath, Cov Cath coming up in about 30 minutes here on PrepSpin, the leading digital network broadcast in Kentucky.
All right.